Okay. Let's see here. All right. Okay. Let's get it down. All right. All right. Let's see. I'll just wait till Mikey gets on and he's here. Like that. All right. And then the shoulder. Like that. Okay. And we'll push it like this. So I turn on. Okay. Let's see here. And stream. Okay. All right. Hey Frankie, what's going on, bro? How goes it, my dude? Hope you're having an awesome day. Okay, the shoulder's going this way, right? And then this more. Push more like this. And the legs are about here. Okay. Make this smaller. So the legs go about here and about here. And then the shoulders is about here. Hands are about here, I think. And then make it like this sword. Like it's about here. Okay. That head, it needs to be a bit bigger, but I'm not totally sure. But we'll see. Head has to be a bit bigger than that. Okay. And then put the ear about here. Okay. Now I think push in here. Then crotch is supposed to be here. Okay. Knee, hands, foot is supposed to be here somewhere. Okay. Fuck. See here. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Okay, let me see. What are you drawing? I'm doing a animation study real quick. Well, it's supposed to be animation focused, but a comic inspired by great illustrations. Good boy. Yeah, a bunch of stupid shit. Twitch rip. Let's see here. Leg is going out this way. Alright. I think this leg needs to be a little bit more crooked down. I think it's too straightened. So we need to push it down like this. Okay. This knee is too elongated. We need to foreshorten it a little bit.
Says think of the money.
So, like this. Put it like this. Put the leg up put the leg up here. Up there. Right, and then what we can do is, let's see here.
DRMR Cat says all roads lead to Rome.
Let's see here. Like that. The breast comes in. Shoulder. Make the hands hold the sword like this. Like that. Okay. Okay. Our head is downward. So I think if I do this right, like that. Okay. The other arms will be like here. Alright. Curve it like this. Okay.
Devin Does SM says it's the really good art guy.
I guess so. Okay. Now we put the foot there. Now the hair. Like that, right?
Devin Does SM says all roads lead away from Rome. Seamus.
Let's see here. Let's see. That. We're gonna make this back a little bit more skinnier. But here. Curve it like this. Okay. Okay. Make this skinny out. Okay. Cool. Now, one problem is you have to make sure that the line.
Brytroclose says good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, Bry. How are you, bud? I hope you're doing well. Ah. I like that. No. Oh, wait. Alright. Okay.
Brytroclose says I am thanks for asking, bro. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. Kind of woke up with a headache, but that's what happens when you overwork yourself. But it's not. I deserve that. I was working, doing studies, like usual. Trying to figure out this perspective and animation. I'm really trying to put in the work of doing animation. Let's see here. Find something safe to play.
Jernay says hello.
Hey Mono, what's going on, my dude?
My manga publisher said.
Okay, let me put this on. You guys can hear this, right?
Jernay says just finished drawing.
That's cool. Let's go.
Brytroclose says at Mono, hi Mono. Jernay says I drew Chainsaw Man since the movie is coming out soon. Jernay says at Brightroclos hello Bri. Brightroclos says white manga. Karma. Chameleon says YouTube doesn't have YouTube isn't getting the video.
Alright, I'll fix it. Hold on. Thanks,
scroll.
Mikey.
Karma. Chameleon says there's no audio. Maybe check the YouTube real quick.
Okay.
Result. And so we can see where that section ends. Now I can double click on the next page, and the idea is you're continuing that madness. Because even though, again, it's all separated into sections, the end result is one continuous scroll. One giant vertical scroll. You can export all the scroll pages individually, but you can actually export the full vertical scroll at once. It might be a little too difficult or heavy memory-wise if it's like a really endless scroll. And that's another reason why we have it in sections. That way you can export the pages in sections, and then you upload it to wherever you upload, whether it be Webtoon, and that way the portal on Webtoon can combine everything at once over there. Same concept to continue it. I'm just using this sketch to really have you guys understand the concept. It's not exactly aligned, but on the third page, I can just Control T or Command T and just shift it until it's a little bit more aligned. And those are the basics to start with. Now keep in mind the height of each scroll is adjustable, but the width, that one you want to leave alone. Example here, I can double click on page 4, go to edit and then change canvas size. And we can actually change the height. And this is assuming we don't need that much room anymore. If you want to see the whole view, these are how the pages look individually. And then for the other page, say page 3, we can extend the height where necessary. And this will come in handy where maybe you are drawing on a page and you kind of need more room. You can always extend it at the bottom. The only thing I'll say is you want to make sure you do not extend past 30,000 pixels, because then you might run into a problem with Clip Studio Paint not allowing you export this particular page as it has a 30,000 pixel limit for the height. And then when you see it all together, it looks like this, and it'll still work when you export it. Because again, remember, at the end of the day, the way the comic is going to be consumed, it's not going to be consumed in sections like pages or print. It's all going to be one continuous thing. You just want to make sure the width stays, in this case, 1600 pixels. Now we're going from print to scroll, taking the color pages that exist and converting them into vertical scroll for Webtoon. Essentially opening the pages and transferring the layers from one canvas to another. Really how you do this is up to you. There are many ways to do it in Clip Studio Paint. You could take each individual layer and then find ways to rearrange it on the scroll canvas. But a quick way is to actually flatten the image. However, when you do flatten the image, you want to leave certain things unflattened, like the layers for the sound effects, layers for text balloons, and obviously layers for the text itself. And maybe sometimes aspects of the art that you know are going to be altered in scroll form. Think of the scroll form as a whole new adaptation, a fresh new experience on how people are going to consume your comic. It doesn't have to be exactly how it is in page form. There may be room for alterations that make use of the advantages the scroll offers. Especially with these pages, it's actually difficult because I inked them on paper and scanned in and did the rest. There's a lot of stuff here that's flat, some text balloons that are flattened. Therefore, this is more difficult. It's actually easier to convert page format to scroll format if everything is all digital. But in my case, that's not what we have. Of course, it's difficult. You need to understand all your layers and what they are and what they do. Right here, I'm identifying that box right there, and I'm going to drag that to the top. Turn off all the text and speech balloons that can turn off, because there were some that were created in post after I scanned in the page. Basically turn them all off. When I was coloring and when the manga assistants were coloring, helping me out, I made sure to color behind whatever I could because I anticipated the reformatting into vertical scroll. But then once you've done this, you know all the layers that you're going to be messing with. Make sure you're on a layer that's actually visible, then right click and hit merge visible layers to a new layer. This will then flatten the whole image into one new layer and slap it at the top. After that, you use the marquee tool or whatever selection tool you want. You select the panel you want to carry over. Make sure you're on the appropriate layer. Control C or Command C, or you right click copy, however you want. Just copy it and then go onto the vertical scroll canvas to paste. So we're doing it again here. We've already slapped a couple panels on the vertical scroll canvas, but we're on to the next page in print form, because not every page in print form has to go one-to-one to a scroll form page. You could have a scroll form page consume only half of a print form page, or multiple. It's really up to you how you lay it down. You're pretty much a director of this new adaptation. But in this case, there are some panels from a previous page, and now in this new page, we're having the same process. I make sure I know what's what, turn off all the layers that I don't want to flatten. A slight error here where we forgot to color behind the balloon here, but no worries. You make sure you turn off the text, because if you don't, and then you merge all visible layers, it's literally going to merge all visible layers. By visible layers, it just means layers that you can see, layers that are on. And so when it creates that new flattened image that's in a new layer, all the text is flat. You can see, even though we've turned off the text layer, we still see the text because it's flattened there. When we turn them both off, now we see what's left, all the layers to the left, because those didn't disappear. Those are still there, just underneath. Hopefully you guys know how layers work. If you don't, I have many videos on the channel that you can go explore. So we're going to do it again, but this time we're going to turn off the text.
Not gonna lie, bro, this is fucking crazy. Like, I don't know. This is the thing that scares me the most when it comes to like making a webtoon. It's all these different mechanics you have to fucking keep in check. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I know you guys say you want me to make a manga. I do have something in mind, but like, Jesus Christ, dude. I don't know. I love your style. Thank you. I appreciate it over there. Thank you, K-Dot. I do appreciate it. I'm watching this. I'm like, oh my god, is this what Benny does? Benny does this shit? Like, I don't know how he does it. You must have some massive amount of patience. And then like, what's wild is like
Brightroclose says yeesh man.
shit. Like, it's like I don't know what to say, because it's like I'm one to speak, but like, Jesus, it's like you have to have a lot of patience to do this, and then God forbid the fucking file corrupts his ass. I'm like, oh man, bro. Like, oh, that is scary. God, that is scary. Oh my god. I think before you do any webtoons, any animation, anything of the sort, I think the best thing to do is to invest in a massive amount of like memory space, so you can make sure that when you back up your files, there's no question that the files are backed up. I think that's I don't know, it's weird as fuck. I'm trying to, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do this so-called webtoon shit. I don't know.
And then we should be fine. And then after that, you just find the parts you want, you select it with the marquee tool, where's the rectangular one, selection pen, lasso, however you do it. You go from one canvas, you copy, and then go into the scroll canvas and then paste. Using that view on-screen area webtoon where I get to see what they view and what they see when they're swiping or scrolling through to read my comic, it lets me know where to place the panel. You want to make sure your art flourishes in this form, so you really want to take up as much room as possible within reason. I'm leaving room here at the top because I'm plotting in a way where I'm going to extend that sky. So as they're scrolling, they'll be scrolling into the night, and then they'll see the background. But that'll come towards the end. Right now, I'm just focused on the placement of the panels. Taking the next panel, which will go into the next scroll page actually, and then finding an appropriate place to place it. And we just keep on doing it. I need a little bit more room, so I'm going to extend at the bottom. You can also extend at the top. Sometimes you can go in the flattened panel, selecting within the panel, and then pasting where you want to paste. When you paste it, it creates a new layer, and you can just automatically give that layer panel lines by giving it an outline. Here's a quick example. Because it's a JPEG, everything is flattened with the text. Normally, when you're flattening stuff, like I said, you don't want to flatten the text and all of that in speech balloons where it matters. But this is just for a demonstration. And let's say I just want to select expression of his face. You can hit shortcut M, and let's say I want it to be rectangular. We could also have it be circular if you like circular panels. That's really up to you. Or a polyline where you get to decide how weird of a shape you want it to be. But keeping it simple, most panels are 4-sided. I do not like 3-sided or 5-sided panels generally. And we select there. You can hit Command C as long as you're in the appropriate layer. In this case, there's not that many options, but Command C, and And then we go to the scroll, change layer window, Command V, and now it's there. We can have Control T, so we can move it around. And let's say we want to see all the sides and we don't want it to like bleed on the sides. So we want it there. Crop it more, I'll select there and just delete. And this is it. Now obviously we don't get any lines.
Thank you for the likes, guys. Whoever's liking, thank you. I appreciate it very much still over there on TikTok.
Literally on that layer, and let's say we called it panel 1. We can then come up here to the top. This is the icon for the stroke /outline /border effect. And once you hit that, you can then play with how thick you want it to be and what color. You don't see it right now because it's color white, but we can change that to black, hit OK, and then you have the lines in there. And it's easy to edit because I can just increase, let's say 15, and now it's automatically giving it a stroke. You can give anything a stroke. If I had text right here, we can change the color of it once you highlight it. If you add the text over there, that's fine. We can give the text a stroke. Automatically by default it's white, and so you can then increase the stroke right there. Or you can remove the stroke for the text, and then you can have maybe multiple text and actually joined. I want this text to be separate, so I'm just gonna select it. That way it's on a separate layer. If you have text so close to each other, sometimes they can join and be on the same layer. That's usually when you see this icon plus, and then it will just kind of stick to the same layer, but we don't want to do that because I want to demonstrate putting all the text into a new folder, and then you can give this new folder that we're going to rename colon text and give this new folder a stroke or outline or border effect. And that way, once you give the folder the stroke and outline, everything inside the folder will be affected. So you can really do some cool stuff with strokes. Trying to decide if I want to post this panel twice, one where it focuses on Sano more, the character on the left, and then the other where it focuses on the character on the right, Madame Naomi. But I decided in the end to kind of just show both. I personally don't like when text balloons are getting cut on the sides of the canvas, so I'm leaving enough room to redraw those balloons because for the scroll version, I'm gonna need more room for the text. The text have to be legible to a certain degree so that they're easy to read on mobile. An example with this kiss over here, I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit more and focus on just the kiss, even though in the page form we see more art, and then I'll redraw the sound effects later and put them overlapping the panel. When doing the conversion or when you're just drawing your webtoon from scratch, you have that much flexibility. You have to think in more of an up-down type of mental trajectory. And so with the on-screen webtoon, I kind of see if they keep swiping, how long before they see the next panel, all of that. These are calculations that you have to think about. In this case, I think it's a little too soon, so I'm pulling it further down. Keep in mind, when resizing and moving these panels, they're raster layers. And so if you make it really small and then all of a sudden you try to make it really big, you're gonna lose quality. You always want to go from big to small as often as possible, or convert them all to vectors, but for this tutorial, we're gonna keep things simple. In my comic, I bleed panels to the edge, and so in some cases, the panel lines don't show up. In these cases, I always try to close the panel with a black line consistent with the rest of the other black lines for the panel lines, and I close the panel. Always close the panel. You see more panel placement stuff. I'm extending the scroll page because I know I'm going to need more room. For the second panel in the page form, in the scroll form, I kind of rotated it a little bit because I'm going to add more art and just do more stuff to enhance the vertical scroll reading experience for this. You want to keep the value in both. When somebody reads the comic in page form versus in vertical scroll, as best as you can, almost like give them a reason to try both, you know? Adaptations try to do the same thing. The One Piece adaptation is not exactly the same as the anime. Sometimes the decisions that are made are for practical reasons where maybe there's something that they can't do, but in some cases they change certain things about the story because they want to have a new experience, and maybe they want to surprise the OG fans or something like that. That way you're not just rehashing the same thing. Maybe there's something that the original didn't do as well. This new adaptation is actually an opportunity to redo things and maybe do it better. A key thing to keep in mind when doing the placements of the panels is while using the on-screen area webtoon thing to see what the viewer will see at a time, you want to make sure they're not seeing so many panels at once. They're seeing pretty much one panel at a time, in some cases two, if it makes sense for it. maybe 2.5 panels. That is maybe 2 panels and then maybe half of a third one. Maybe, if it makes sense to do so. A lot of times you actually even want them to see just half of a panel. Maybe it's a very vertical panel that has them scrolling continuously. But I think once you hit 3 panels, that's too many panels showing all at once. I think that's a bit much, especially if it's text heavy or dialogue heavy. These are some of the calculations you think about when placing the balloons, placing the text, placing the panels, and clearly having the on-screen area webtoon on, highlighting what the reader is going to see. That helps you make those calculations. Sometimes it's just the timing. It's like, wait, while they're scrolling, how long are they going to go from this panel to this panel, from one panel to the next? How long do I want them to go? So sometimes you can even have them scroll into emptiness. There's no panel. You're not showing any panel at all because you want that breathing room. In this case, we have a panel that is a bit too horizontal. And so I'm just going to focus on the part that has the art mostly, and I'll make adjustments when adding the text and more text balloons to make this work, because we're going to have to draw brand new text balloons that will kind of go over the old ones to really make this work. You don't want the art to be so small that they can't see it. You really want the art to breathe. The same way you want the text to be legible, you really want the art to be felt when they're scrolling and reading. In this case, I'm even going to close it sooner on the sides and at the bottom. Doing the same deal for this new page so we can grab the panels. I'm going to extend the canvas a little bit more because I still want to keep it on this scroll page. I don't mind some of the art getting cropped. That's okay. Right now, I'm not too worried about the text and the balloons. I'm just worried about placing them as best as I can, but everything is still subject to change before we're done with the episode. Mind you, this episode isn't actually taking over the whole chapter the way my Apple Black chapters are set up. If I converted a whole chapter into an episode, that episode would be really long. The industry standard for official webtoons or any vertical scroll episodes are usually anywhere from 40 to 50 panels per episode at least. Action series tend to hit maybe 80 panels, maybe 90, even 100. So I'm really shooting for anywhere from like 60 to 80 panels. And thus I had to split my chapters in creative places where it made sense to end an episode within a chapter. For instance, my chapter 1 for Apple Black actually got split into 6 episodes, and I made sure those episodes began and ended in good ways that really felt like a strong episode. And in some cases, I actually moved things around from a narrative standpoint to make sure that they felt like strong episodes on their own. They don't all have to be the same amount of panels per episode. That really is up to you. I have some episodes that are a little over 40 panels, but then I have some episodes that are definitely in the 80s, 90s, or 70s. For Webtoon, the minimum is 40. Again, here, back to the scroll page, having the panels bleed on each side, still kind of mimicking the same or similar energy as the page format. When it comes to the panel sizes, it's still the same concept where the panels that are most important, you kind of want to make them bigger, so there's a size hierarchy in a way. But again, this is a new adaptation, so there's some times where there will be a panel that isn't necessarily big in the page form, but in the scroll form, I actually do make it bigger if I think it works better or it's worth exploring, all feeding into the new experience of reading it in vertical scroll on Webtoon. This is an example where I had the sound effects on a separate layer, so it's easier for me to just move that around. The more you have it on separate layers, the better. Here I extended the scroll page a little bit more, so there's room at the end that I don't need. And I can see the whole scroll on the side because we've contracted that window showing all the scrolls at the same time. And I can see how it looks. And we don't need that much room, so I'm going to reduce the height of the scroll page. For that building, I was able to zoom in a little bit. In the page form, you can see the box with the location information. Here, I'm going to actually put it right above. So where possible, sometimes you can move around where you would normally have the text, or at least where you had it in the page form. You can use a balloon tool to create this, but I use the rectangular tool here. I choose the brush size that I want in the right setting. I have a whole bunch of videos that deal with lettering that you could watch that will inform you tenfold on this, but we're keeping it simple here. Sometimes when I have the panels laid out in the scroll form, I rename them kind of 1, 2, 3, just to keep things clean from an organizational standpoint. All right, so we're pulling that in. Again, this is an instance where we didn't color underneath the text balloon, but no worries. We will make the adjustments and putting those pages in. This is going to be extra difficult just because the balloon on her face is flattened. So I'm actually going to have to draw over it and color over it to make sure it works. But again, not to worry about it for now. I'm just focused on the placements, kind of like the blueprint of where the panels are going to be, just to make sure that the pacing and all of that is on point. And we just keep adding all the panels we need until we're ready to go. The panel here where she's whispering into his ear, I'm focusing mostly on the art side of things, so I'm zooming into that, and then we'll clean up whatever we need to once we're done. I'm giving it a lot more room because I know when I'm putting in the text, I'm going to need some room above the panel and below the panels as well. That way, when we're laying down the text and the text balloons, they're not going to block too much of the art. Again, you want the art to breathe. You also want the text to breathe. So I'm keeping all of this in mind when I'm placing the panels. Here I toyed around with having it expand fully to the edge, and maybe that would have worked. But again, with the on-screen area, I just saw that they actually be scrolling for a little bit before they get past this panel, and I don't want them to spend that much time on this panel. So therefore, I reduced the size. And that's one way of thinking about it as well, right? If you're in a movie and you're in the editing floor, how long do you want to spend on a scene? Think of that in a similar way, how long you want them to spend scrolling through a panel. If you don't want them to spend that long, then you're gonna have to make some adjustments. Maybe you crop the panel or you reduce the size like I just did. I still want to keep most of the art with respect to the print form as best as possible, so I just decided to reduce the size of the panel instead. He says something quick, so I don't want them to spend that much time on that panel. Now adding in text. The cool thing is 9 times out of 10 in the page form, I kind of have all the text.
How long is this? Holy shit. I didn't think it was gonna be this long. What the fuck? I thought it'd be like 10 minutes. What the fuck is long? Bro, this shit is 43 minutes. Oh my god. I didn't know it was that long. What the hell? Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember anything he said. I don't remember anything bro said. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a 10-minute thing, so I thought to myself, if I listen to him as I'm working and watch it a little bit, it won't be that bad, and I can always come back to this later. I did not look at the time, because I just saw YT manga, so I was like, okay. And next thing I see, it's like 43 minutes? We're only 26 minutes in, bro. This is too much to digest. I'm going to lose it. I think we're going to jump off this video for now. I only posted this because I thought, oh, you know, we're gonna learn a little something. It's gonna be like 10 minutes at best, and then whatever I picked up, I'll just apply it later. No, this is a whole near hour. I'm like, oh no, not doing that. So, let me see. All right, first we're gonna do the video that Mikey sent me about Jar Jar Binks. I'm not a big Star Wars fan at all, but it was kind of funny when he brought up that Jar Jar Binks might be a Sith Lord or something like that, and I think that was funny. I think everyone knows who Jar Jar Binks is. I don't think you need to be a Star Wars fan to know what that is. You know who that is? If you know, like, just like a speck of Star Wars, you probably know who that is, or at least heard who that is. We're gonna play that real quick, and then after that, he had another video about eating food, of like techniques on how to eat a lot of food for like competitions and stuff, because that was something really interesting. And then I have a third video. One is a manga focus thing, and the other one is just a drawing one. That one's like 10 minutes, so we can do that. Anyway, let's get to the video that Mikey sent me. I'm so sorry that I didn't know how long this video was. I didn't know. This is for now on. When I do this, I have to make sure that that doesn't happen. Anyway, let me see. So, this is only 8 minutes long. The video's 8 minutes long. It's from Vincent Vendetta. That's his name. Cool name. It says here, Darth Jar Jar, Star Wars theory. So there's a theory, like I said earlier, that Jar Jar Binks is some form of Sith Lord or something like that, or a Sith in general, and he's like helping the Sith low key. So we're gonna see. So he's like pulling a Toby from Naruto, where Toby's acting like a total idiot, but he's more of an evil person, more than you think. So we'll see. Let's see where this goes.
Jar Jar Binks may actually be a Sith Master. So I decided to make this video to explain every single detail for you. So here it is. This is the completely airtight, absolutely foolproof case for why Jar Jar Binks is the most powerful Sith Master in the universe.
Why?
First of all, Jar Jar
This sounds funny.
a 20-foot twisting somersault through the air that if performed by any other character, you would assume they were either a Jedi or a Sith. As we know, the Jedi themselves are inspired by Shaolin monks, and a convincing theory is that Jar Jar is based off of another traditional martial arts discipline called Zi-Quan. Jar Jar almost single-handedly takes out half a droid army using moves clearly taught in Zi-Quan. Zi-Quan, or Drunken Fist, uses stumbling and staggering as body momentum to be deceptive, unpredictable, and to confuse opponents. And Jar Jar mysteriously is extremely efficient in killing every single time that he is in danger. And as Obi-Wan told us, there is no such thing as luck.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
In another scene, Jar Jar seems to fall from a bridge, although we have seen this done on purpose before by Jedi. And Jar Jar also falls in a completely different place than where he was dangling from. We can prove this because droids can be seen shooting at his original location, and their heads even follow him jump to the other side. Jar Jar could have used a force jump, as we've seen multiple times before by Jedi. Jar Jar is also seen using sleight of hand movements and Jedi mind tricks during key plot points to influence the plot and change people's minds. He even uses them when he is promoted to general, when he's promoted to senator, and while he's persuading an entire galactic senate. Along with using the Force via sleight of hand, Jar Jar is also seen in multiple scenes using Jedi mind control to influence what people say, therefore changing the outcome of important events.
The Queen wishes it. She's curious about the planet.
Bro, what is this? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? What is this?
Jar Jar's own species are deathly afraid of him. Seems like less of a reaction to seeing the village idiot and more of a reaction to seeing somebody that you should be very afraid of. Jar Jar mocks Qui-Gon's ability to use the Force, perhaps because Qui-Gon's Force abilities pale in comparison of his own.
The Force will guide us.
Oh, Maxie bit the Force.
If you were wondering why a Sith Master would act like an idiot like Jar Jar does, it's clear that he is just fooling the Jedi so he can manipulate them into trusting him.
You hear that?
Yeah? Clumsy.
You were banished because you were clumsy.
He even pretends to be scared in a deleted scene where his ship is going to fall over a waterfall, even though he can jump 20 feet through the air and he can swim and breathe underwater. Jar Jar also mocks Qui-Gon behind his back and in front of Anakin, teaching Anakin early to disrespect Jedi authority. Jar Jar tells Anakin, an 8-year-old boy, that Padme is hot, fanning the flames for Anakin's infatuation for Padme that is exploited later.
Pretty hot.
Jar Jar also talks to and is very interested in Padme even before it is revealed that Padme is the real queen. Jar Jar also influences Padme's decision-making when she's at her most uncertain.
We got a grand army.
I've decided to go back to Naboo.
Jar Jar senses that the Jedi are coming without any warnings. He could not have known in any way that they were coming, and he even walks up to the elevator seconds before the Jedi arrive, then pretends to be surprised to see them. When they're escaping Naboo, Jar Jar is the one who sabotages the hyperdrive, which forces them to land on Tatooine in the first place where they meet Anakin. Not to mention Jar Jar is the reason they keep running into Anakin. Jar Jar is seen suspiciously fiddling around in the back of the ship moments before the hyperdrive mysteriously breaks. R2-D2 even notices he was doing something suspicious, so he gives him a well-deserved smack before he is forced to leave in the elevator to fix the ship's shield generator. In fact, every droid Jar Jar encounters seems to hate him and find him suspicious, and for good reason, because Jar Jar's mind control doesn't work on droids.
You know, I find that Jar Jar creature to be a little odd. Right. He's very odd indeed.
So why did George Lucas create this devious Gungan character? Well, here's George Lucas talking about Yoda in a documentary. Yoda really comes from a tradition in mythological storytelling, where the hero finds a creature on the side of the road that seems very insignificant and not very important, but who turns out to be the master wizard. And as we know, Lucas's big deal with the prequels was that they were supposed to rhyme and mirror the original trilogy in terms of narrative themes. So there should be a seemingly innocent creature found at the side of the road that later reveals himself to be the master wizard in the prequels. Don't forget, Yoda was also strangely annoying and dumb until he was revealed to be the most powerful Jedi in the universe.
R2!
So Jar Jar was supposed to reveal himself as the most powerful Sith in the universe, and Yoda was supposed to duel with his literal dark side nemesis and mythological equivalent at the end of Attack of the Clones. Not the meaningless, boring, human Count Dooku who was randomly and hastily written in to cover plot holes when Lucas chickened out and decided not to reveal Jar Jar's powers because of the horrible backlash by the Star Wars community. Lucas even said Jar Jar is the key to all of this.
Jar Jar is the key to all this. If we get Jar Jar working.
Also, the actor who played Jar Jar even tweeted, "I will say this, it feels good when the hidden meaning behind the work is seen, no matter how long it takes. Hashtag the Phantom Menace." Not only is Jar Jar a Sith, but it's very possible that he may not just be working with Palpatine, but possibly the Sith Master above Palpatine, and Palpatine is really the apprentice and pawn of Jar Jar. You may not have noticed, but Jar Jar follows Palpatine everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Even after Qui-Gon's funeral, seconds after Yoda explains how there's always two Siths, a Sith Master and an apprentice, Jar Jar is seen standing right beside Palpatine before he's even supposed to know who Palpatine is. Not to mention that Jar Jar and Palpatine are from the same planet. Out of the millions of planets in the galaxy, Jar Jar and Palpatine both are from Naboo. Jar Jar even convinces Padme to promote him to senator. And Jar Jar is the one who convinces the entire Galactic Senate to abandon democracy and give Emperor Palpatine full control. If it wasn't for Jar Jar, Palpatine would have never risen to power in the first place. The actor who voiced Jar Jar even explains a deleted scene where Palpatine and Jar Jar walk in secret and Palpatine thanks Jar Jar for putting him in power. He also says that George Lucas made big changes in the prequels because of backlash. Also, whenever you think a Sith is the master, you always find out later on that there was always somebody controlling the Sith. You think Darth Vader is the Sith Master, and then it's revealed that Darth Sidious is actually the Sith Master. You think Darth Maul is it, but then it's revealed that Palpatine was actually the mastermind. Even Padme had a decoy queen, and Padme just pretended to be her servant, just in case there was an assassination attempt on her.
You know, this sounds like that meme where, I think everyone's seen that meme at least once, where the guy's like, he's pointing like one gun behind one guy's head, and the other one's pointing another guy's head, and the one's got another shotgun behind that guy's head, and then the other guy got a giant rifle behind that head, and there's a guy far, far away with a sniper. It's like, I think this what feels like. But I think everyone's seen at least a Naruto meme of that from Itachi, from Madara. No, it's like, yeah, it's like Sasuke behind, I think, Naruto. No, Sasuke behind like the third Hokage, or Itachi, and then it's like Itachi behind Itachi is Toby, which is Obito behind Madara behind Zetsu. It's like everyone's behind someone all the time.
Sound familiar? So from this we can conclude that the one behind the scenes that was controlling everything, the real Phantom Menace, the real Sith Master, was Jar Jar Binks all along.
Oh, that was interesting nonetheless. I don't know how I feel about any of that, but hey, it was a great framing. Great framing, I'm not gonna lie. It almost has me convinced to a degree. Let me see. Mikey, you still here, bud, or no? Let's see here. I don't know if he's still here. Let's see here. Viking?
Alright, so today we're taking on something called the Viking Burger. I know it sounds pretty intense, but look at me. I look the part. See if I can eat the part. This cow's falling to pieces. Oh, Lord have mercy. £10. Right, today I'm at a place called Shepherd Place Farm, which you might remember. I visited. I think it was 3 years ago. Yes. I'm still up on the wall of fame over there. That was a breakfast challenge. Today I'm taking on the brand spanking new giant burger challenge, and it is giant, and it's called the Viking Burger,
which is £10.5.
£10.5.
Do you have an hour to do it, Adam?
An hour, and look at this. A big shiny knife, too.
Better than average.
It's a beef, I guess, like a regular, like just a large beef.
That's not North. No, that's North.
Green stuff, as you can see, healthy vegetables, some chips, onion rings, and coleslaw, or some kind of slaw. Looks delicious. Can't wait to tuck into it, kind of. Right, let's get the timer going.
Good luck.
Ooh. The bread cake alone is massive. Oh, eggs on there as well. The bread cake is kind of falling apart on me. What's up, Pete Army? Welcome back. That was a long one. Welcome back to another episode, and man, have I got a video for you today. I'm telling you, this thing, it was big. It was really big. So big, the plate full of food is just making me chuckle to myself. Anyway, this is called the Viking Burger. I think that's the third time I've said it now. Mushrooms too. Oh yeah, and as if it wasn't, hard enough already, the dreaded shrooms are on there too. Man, I can't get away from that. I can't catch a break. Mushrooms in pretty much every video this month. Look at all the veggies. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like vegetables. I spend my week eating salads. A lot of you might know that already. But this is preposterous. Look at it. I saw a picture online in advance. It's pretty new. But I thought, that looks like it's, pretty simple. But this is what tends to happen when I tell people in advance that I'm paying them a visit. I don't know. Things just seem to double in size. I just made like a giant bacon sandwich.
Wait, is the thing working?
There's so much left.
Hold on, I don't know if this was reading. Okay. Alright, so what's up? Passing through, like, hello, later, bro. Hey, wait, what the fuck? You guys been talking to me this entire time. Hi, Thomas and Dada, YT Manga, hello. Now it's reading your guys' stuff. What the fuck? I'm so sorry. You guys probably was talking to me, didn't even know.
Seamus said, think of the money.
Let me see.
Mike has said, okay, sent to Instagram.
What the shit? I hate that shit, man. I got a new program. That shit pissing me off.
Devin Dosum said it's the really good art guy speaking head emoji, fire emoji. Devin Dosum said all roads
I'm watching this now thinking, if somebody clicked on this video and then skipped straight to like 3 minutes in, they'd be thinking, wait a second, isn't this supposed to be a burger challenge? I think we've gone past that point now. It's just a bunch of food on a plate, and it's getting tough now.
Mono / said hello.
I can finally see some tray here. It's like Moses parting the sea.
Mono /
Hey, biblical reference for a biblically sized challenge. I think you'd agree. Anyway, this is the Viking Burger. Fourth time I've said it now. And it's available at Shepherd's Place Farm. If you want to take a shot at it, I'd encourage you to have a look at their website because I've forgotten how much it costs. But you do get it free if you finish in an hour. I think you get a t-shirt and definitely a spot on the wall of fame.
Art said I don't hear anything.
There's too many vegetables.
Sorry, gonna mention this
too
real
many.
quick.
Yeah, I'm all but certain this thing contains probably my recommended daily intake of vegetables for the week, if not the month. But it also contains a rather large beef burger patty, some bacon, mushrooms, as I mentioned, vegetables, onion rings, and of course, loads of chips too.
Let's wait for 19 said, hey, what's going on, God?
I forgot that part. But yeah, just smacked my hand on the table there, which was...
Unisenpai says, what does the boy in the video eat?
About it being a little...
He's eating the Viking burger. It's a giant burger. Oh, he just broke it down. Oh my god, I just now looked up. Bro, literally. He ate the giant burger. That thing was huge, bro. What the hell? I didn't even... it was... What? Bro, it was literally like on the plate for like 5 seconds. I look up and gone. Bro, ate that shit so fast. What the hell? What the fuck? That's crazy. You are the best. Thank you, Eugene. I appreciate it, my dude. I was just doing a study. We're doing an animation study, per se. I just looked up, dude.
Says, haha.
I'm glad you picked that out. You know, I just like... that got me. It was a giant burger. It was huge, right? And I don't know if he broke it apart or he just ate most of it, but that's what's left of it. Oh my god. Bro, it doesn't play. What the hell?
Clumsy sometimes.
That's crazy.
Oh. Maybe I should bring a towel with me to every food challenge. That way I don't have to ask for like a huge stack of napkins. Oh, this is rough. So quit killing me, man. Yeah, quit whining, you big baby. What's it with you and chips? Anyway, the burger tasted good. The burger patty, the bacon, enjoyed that very much. The chips even were pretty decent. But man, the amount of vegetables in this thing. In fact, around this point, we're almost 19 minutes in. And I remember thinking I might just have to bail on this because I really did not want to eat this huge pile of cold vegetables. I want to eat that. Yeah, all the toothpick thingy. That's not edible. But you know, I thought let's just push through. It's gonna be tough, but there's glory to be had. Want to get some coke, but there's no one around. Yeah, man's getting desperate at this point. I'm looking for just something sweet and fizzy. Oh, look at that, it's the coleslaw too. As if it wasn't bad enough already. But yeah, I wanted something sweet and fizzy, just to take the edge off, you know, and give it a slightly more interesting flavour. Just a big old pile of vegetables now. I don't want to eat it. Oh, chip. Ordinarily that would be a bad thing, but it's actually quite pleasant amongst all this salad. I say, you know I'm in trouble. If I'm actually looking forward to the chips, that's not usual. It's like I don't want to eat vegetables with my hands. Come off it, son. Get stuck in there pretending like I'm waiting for the cutlery. I'm probably just trying to take a breather. You can
Munch that up! Eat that up! Get it! Damn, he's lucky. I wish I can do that. Damn, I really wish I had like a food channel. I think one of these days I'm gonna start a food channel. Like straight up.
Oh, vegetables. Getting to me now. Maybe I should have done the vegetables first. Because nobody looks forward to vegetables, you know, when you get in there when you've been eating a while. Yeah, that is true. I didn't really strategize much with this one. Might have been an idea to do the vegetables first, but ideally I would have liked to pick the whole thing up and eaten it like a burger. But that never really pans out, you know. The bread often doesn't stand up to the weight of ingredients on the inside. Just doing a quick time check now, 30 minutes. And actually, it was kind of a novelty to do a burger challenge, which was legitimately one large burger, because often you find it's a bunch of regular-sized patties stacked up in a tower. So to do it this way, it was pretty fun. These red onions, man, they're messing with my mojo. I can't pick the other stuff up. Yeah, you often forget, there aren't that many food challenges that I know of that contain lots of vegetables, right? Especially uncooked vegetables. So you kind of forget how difficult they are to eat in large volumes, just because they're kind of fiddly, you know, it's hard to pick them up and stuff. I'm just making excuses.
Tell you, man. After this, I don't want to see another vegetable again.
Page at.
Oh, look at that. A piece of bacon amidst all the vegetables. That's a bonus.
Yeah, I tell you, that slice of bacon there, that did help. Kind of like punctuated the salad with
what Rick's official said
something that tasted good. Anyway, we're almost there. You'll be happy to know I time-lapsed a lot of this because it's pretty much just me scooping vegetables off a greasy surface. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one.
The onions are making me cry. Yeah. Well, you're very welcome to finish these. Oh, don't make me laugh. Those onions were rough. Is that good? No.
Which mod is still here? Is it Bri or Mike?
I tell you.
Didn't realise that you didn't like veg.
Bright Rope Lows says yo.
Alright, Bri's here. I'll just wait on Mikey when he comes back.
I was saying that, I couldn't stop going. It's the vegetables, man, they're just going straight through me.
That was crazy. The bro ate that whole shit? Oh my god, dude. Oh, sorry. How did he do that? That's crazy. Oh my god. That's I don't know. Let me see. I tried NSF. I'm not doing that. So there was a video. Okay. I just wanted to see this video for the longest while. I never got to see it. Hold on, it's right here. And then after that video, we're going to watch a manga recommendation, and then hopefully by then Mikey will be back. If he will be back in time, we'll watch the video that he sent me. Well, I'm gonna see. With that food eating challenge thing that he mentioned to me. Let me see here. Is it this one? It's only 6 minutes long, but it's interesting nonetheless.
Hello. This is Tukcom. Have you ever made a mistake? I think I've made a lot of mistakes. I think the most shocking mistake is covering yourself with a blanket. Anyway, when you live, people make big mistakes, small mistakes, and if you make a mistake that's too big, you can get arrested, right? So today, to commemorate realizing this, I'm going to draw 2 magical girls who are being arrested.
What?
The one I've sketched so far is the one protesting that it's unfair. I'll also sketch the one next to them.
Bright Rope Lows says lol what?
Bro's drawing 2 magical girls getting arrested.
Adjust the size so that they fill the canvas. I'll refine the sketches a bit more. If the first sketch was rough, like a map drawn on a blanket, the second sketch will be more detailed, like a map drawn with pen on paper. I'll draw one guy asking for forgiveness, while the other guy feels wronged. I'll also draw their outfits on the drawn figures. Since they're both magical girls, I'll draw them in the standard outfits that come to mind when you think of magical girls. I said I'd draw a scene where they're being taken away, but unfortunately, people don't often get taken away, so I have no choice but to make them criminals. I don't want to do this, but my heart aches so much. Anyway, if I make them commit such a big
What?
crime, their lives will be ruined and it will be difficult for them to live in the future. So to help them continue to live bravely, I'll just have them break the restricted area, get fined, and get arrested repeatedly. This way, they'll be able to live bravely in the future, right? I'll draw the iPhone that the guy holding the phone I took a picture of myself. The iPhone has some kind of special patented power sharing, so it's
I wonder if this is considered cheating to a degree. Because if this is like an industry standard type thing that's happening, is that cheating? Is that cheating? I know they sometimes do this type of things to like save deadlines, or they're doing like references and stuff. But I don't know. It does save a lot of time, but then again, it's like,
faster and more accurate to just hold it up to the screen and draw it.
The Pharaoh.gem says I feel the same way.
Like it throws me off because I'm trying to figure I preach not to do tracing because I think it leads to a behavior where someone can like use that too much or rely way too much on that.
The Pharaoh.gem says I felt that him.
But like when in a weird way, if it's like an industry standard when they're doing this in the industry itself to a degree, I don't think it's too much of a big deal. It specifically depends, I think, in my opinion. Yeah, Pharaoh's like, I feel the same way. I felt that. I don't know. Seeing that kind of throws me off, but I don't know. It's not like he's using AI. He's using just one piece, but it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't teach that. I just think that's a bad look, to be honest.
Since I detailed the sketch earlier, I think it will be easy to draw. Select the outer part of the drawn line with the magic wand tool and fill it with the color that will become the upper base. Initially, fill it with any color that is easy to distinguish, and later change it to the color you want. Once you've filled in the base color, you're about halfway done. I'll decide which of the two to color first in a reasonable way. First, I'll color the eyes. I'll draw a shadow on the white of the eye and draw the pupil with a color darker than the original blue. I'll add some color around the eyes and draw the large shadows first. I'll airbrush red on the bangs and lightly paint the face. I'll also gently draw diagonal lines on the cheeks. I'll draw the hair texture in the direction of the hair growth.
The Pharaoh.gem says did he just any meanie that bit?
Since this guy has light,
yeah, I think so.
So that the dark areas don't get too dark. I'll paint a cream color that matches the skin tone and create a dark gradient under the chest to depict the curves of the body. I'll paint the areas covered by the size in the same way.
The Pharaoh.gem says reasonable.
When coloring the clothes, I'll first lay down a dark color and paint. Only the parts on either side of the shadow I just darkened in white. If you know why I'm painting this way, you'll know that I'll paint the genius skirt in the same way. I'll select the left side of the skirt with the lasso tool, change it to blue, and then erase it with the eraser to finish. I'll paint the iPhone in a color similar to Sierra Blue, which was released once with the 13 series and never came back.
Not gonna lie, that is amazing what he did to make it his own with the phone and the hand. Oh my god. But I forgot to say hello, Pharaoh. How are you, hon? Sorry to didn't say hello. I just realized. So how are you?
I've already drawn the Gwajic GWA, so I'll
The
use
Pharaoh.gem says hi, you are good, I promise.
Now that I've finished coloring the pink
I
guy,
forgot. I
I'll draw the
just
green
noticed
flag
like
next to him.
whenever I'm streaming through like the OBS onto the TikTok app, I don't really get a lot of people talking compared to my traditional work. So like it's kind of funny. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's Pharaoh.
Since the coloring method is the same as the pink guy, I'll use the same method. Earlier, I drew the pink guy with light hair by adding various colors to his hair, but this green guy has dark hair, so I'll draw him without making the colors that are used stray too far from green.
Just to be clear, I know he's saying the word him as the pronoun to the two females, but I don't think it's going word by word based on whoever translated this into the robot. So I'm pretty sure there was a miscommunication because he already said they were magical girls and stuff. So like, I think there was every time he says him, I think it was a mistranslation on that. So if you get confused, no, they're both females. So I came to realize that someone had to write that in there. So
I'll color the lighter that the guy who's doing the bazooka is holding just once and change the color of the lighter to green to match the guy holding it.
see, he said bazooka, like he's saying bazooka. There's no bazooka. It's literally a phone. So I think there was a mistranslation in the Korean. I said Japanese in the Korean translation to English. So it's hearing one thing when it's actually doing another. So that happens a lot. I kind of noticed that. So be very cautious when you're using the audio translator on YouTube, because sometimes it will not get it right translation wise, and you might get confused on certain like tutorials or whatever. So be very aware of that, because it got not only the genders wrong, but also the items in the character's hands, which is funny as hell. And also, he said something about two magical girls being arrested. They're not in handcuffs, and plus, they're not even being distraught. Actually, he said the green one, it was supposed to be showing protest that this is not fair, while the other one is being like very remorseful. So this just proves that there was a major loss of a major translation problem in this interpretation based on what the robot's saying. So be very aware of that. I think they're still testing the AI voice thing, so be very aware of that. So
now that the character coloring is done, I'll draw the police officer behind him. Since the police officer will be drawn as a background, I'll just draw him there so that the gaze isn't taken away.
Hey me girl, what's going on?
Lastly, if I draw in the bright sky on the worst day ever, the illustration of a magical girl who gets caught and taken away in a non-smoking area will be complete. What on earth happened to the magical girls who kept being angry at the police's demands? I will come back with the next picture video.
That was interesting. I wish I can color like that. Literally, I wish my coloring was up to par to that. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, I wish my coloring was that good. I wish. That's really good coloring. My God. Like fuck everything else. It's just the coloring for me. I wish I can color like that. I'm trying to get to that level, but it's hard.
The Pharaoh.gem says I have to work on mine too.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see what we have now. Let me see. Hunter x Hunter. Mikey isn't back. So I'll do one. Oh no, who's gonna do a manga recommendation?
The Pharaoh.gem says even when I drew in school, I let my friends color my sketches or I left them as is.
Yeah, I understand. Like that's. I know how you feel.
Brightroclose says okay.
I would do this like literally. I wouldn't let my friends like color for me, but I get what you're saying. That's how a lack of confidence I have in my coloring myself. Like, people like how I color with the traditional means, but I don't even like the colors in general that they gave me, but I had to work with them because it was for the sponsorship for the stream. But like, honestly, I'm not there yet. I'm like a baby seal trying to figure out how color works. I think I will have to inevitably get my money up and just buy a colossal
The Pharaoh
course.
Gem says Lolex.
Like, straight up, I need to buy a colossal course, and I think I know what the course I need to buy. I will have to do that. I will have to get the money and just buy a colossal course and just get this shit out of the way, because this has been plaguing me for like, what, 4 years now. It's just, I'm just not at that point, right? Like, I can draw things like this, as you can see on the screen, like perfectly fine. Like, I think my anatomy is pretty good when it comes to anime work and stuff like that, line-wise. But like, when it comes to coloring, it's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I need to get my shit up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save some money, especially from all the like the donations and stuff I get, and I try to save it as much as possible. This is one of those emergencies where I was trying to avoid this, but I think what's gonna happen, I will have to go on Colosso, find the best course, buy that bitch of a course, and learn that shit. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. I'm just tired of looking at my coloring and it's just like ass. I'm hoping that I hope it works, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm just tired of this shit. I've been doing this for so long. I'm tired. I want my drawings, well, my coloring to be on par of the professionals, so I can finally like get around doing my VTubing work. I got lucky when I made my VTubing model. The way it looks, I don't know how I got to look the way it did, and I can't tell if I wanted to. So I'm trying to recreate that color-wise, I'm saying. Drawing it was easy. The coloring, I don't know how the fuck I pulled this off. I'm still trying to figure that out to this day. So I said to myself, till I get coloring done, I'll do VTubing modeling better. So right now, as we speak, I'm doing some animation work. Well, animation study. I'm trying to figure out how to, for those who don't know, I'm doing an animation study where, yes, I'm on Clip Studio, but I'm trying to understand how to make something go frame by frame. If I look at it frame by frame in a consistent way, I can apply it to rough animator. Now, just to give good news to you guys, I figured out how to zoom on rough animator. I figured it out. So I can finally finish the Pikachu animation.
Retroclose says let's go.
Yeah. Like last night when you guys got off, I was like, I all night after I got off stream, I just went on a binge trying to find the video on how to zoom in fucking rough animator. I could not find, and I finally found one video, and the dude wasn't speaking. It was like 3 minutes long. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, I was so happy. I'm like, I didn't have to go buy or find. I'll still get Krita. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll still try Krita, whatever it's called, just to see how it's like. Maybe it has a better zooming section. But I figured out how to zoom in. It's a bit of a bitch though. So because I guess the fact that the it's meant for iPhone or like iPad, or like people use Procreate, kind of like those type of tablets where you can like zoom in and out with your hands. But because it doesn't do that, I have to manually every time like not scroll, but I have to like type in the length of how far and how close I am, which is a bitch. But you know, this is why I'm gonna make the animation super short, like 10 seconds, because that's going to be horrific if I made like a, I don't know, 5-minute animation and I have to do all that zooming in and out by typing it every time. I can't even use the scroll wheel like on Clip Studio Paint. No, I will go mad and lose my mind. Anyway, sorry for my yapping. So here it says here, this is from the Masked Man, and it says 7 underrated manga you can binge this weekend. So these are brand new mangas, I believe, for those who are looking for new manga out there. So these are 7 brand new ones, and the Masked Man's gonna tell us. So let's see what's there. Hopefully it's something worthwhile. Hopefully it's something that we haven't seen before, because I get annoyed when we seen like the same ones that's always constantly being recommended.
Dream Man says it's a matter of time.
So let's see how it go.
Brightroclose says we'll see.
Love them, need them, but despite my dislike for hot dogs, I'd like to be frank. I've grown sorely sympathetic to those that don't want to catch up to a 400 chapter plus story that is on hiatus. So if you will be so kind, I would like to go station to station and see what is in store for us today. This one would like to extend a gift. Time is time, so here are some you can catch up to now. Yusugoi is not the rec I want to give since I did that already, but the mangaka who took a break in the middle of working on that series to do a boxing match is now doing a boxing manga.
Dreamman says matter of
Kasuri is
time you
only
going to
16
join the dark
chapters,
side.
And myself needs to be honest. I love boxing.
No,
Irons,
I don't know where you hear that.
Jesse Bam Rodriguez, and while Canelo and Terrence Crawford might be bigger names here in the United States, if you've been out of the loop of boxing for the last 10 years, please check out Alexander Usyk. Now when it comes to boxing manga, they are so capable of punching the soul and inspiring. It's a hard type of story to fuck up. In regard to this, it follows a pro boxer that awakens from a 2-year coma, only to be screwed over by the Don Kings of his world. The thing is, it seems he doesn't wish to take his revenge as a boxer, but now as a promoter. The puppet has chosen to become the puppet master. I love manga I can fall into, and this one is so much fun. The main character is easy to get behind. Now, if I stay loyal because he is worth loyalty, will have to be seen. Yusugoi had a main character with a lot of history that was largely completed, so I'm curious if the same will be done again. I think maybe a little bit because we've already established early on that this is a character with a lot of history in regards to the people he's interacting with, but I'm getting ahead of myself. For now, we have sick, memorable characters off the rip, and the artwork is a testament to why manga is so easy for me to love. This was made by a very passionate person. The flow of the punches, the sick standstill shots, and of course the absurd expressions. A little absurdity goes a long way, and I doubt this series will slow down or let me down in the long run. Today's video is sponsored by Apocalypse Scarlet Covenant, a 2D Kimono Girl card anime RPG packed with stylish combat and some truly incredible character designs. Starting August 24th,
God damn! No way! No way! Did you guys see that?
Bright Glow says fair enough.
Fair enough. Bro! Holy shit! Oh my god, that was some... Oh my god, that was some hubbubaloos, bro. I don't know what the hell?
Launches. This mode lets you interact with AI-powered witches, unlock unique storylines, train them, and even boost your entire squad in battle.
Oh my
progression,
fucking...
character bonding, and yeah, some very suggestive visuals. Also, beginning August 17th, the 150-day sign-in event goes live, giving you the chance to claim up to 24 SSRs, 6 ultra rares, and Witch Printy completely free just by logging in. And during this time period, you can grab up to a 2,000% rebate from August 17th to September 6th. This rebate event is exclusive to players logging in through the GT Arcade accounts. And of course, this is also when the Witch's Whisper event drops, featuring the arrival of the most powerful new character, Ana, alongside her Oath outfit for Sparta's wedding. She's one of the strongest damage dealers in the game, and her design speaks for itself. So if you've been waiting to build your roster, now's the time. So don't wait. Check the pinned comment and description below to download Apocalypse Scarlet Covenant. Dive into the Witch's Den and grab Ana and her outfit while you can.
What the
Some
fuck?
might think that talking about one's favorite thing for a job is awesome. It is, but what I don't like about it is that I have to lie a little sometimes in order to earn your precious attention. Like the chick in the thumbnail. That is from the lewd and comedically gifted mind of the prison school mangaka, titled Super Ball Girls. I am in awe of how good this
Currency said hi, carrot.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, CTK. CTK.
Brightro Glow says Reddit.
Reddit?
I'm also in awe that this has 40 plus chapters. So this is the lie. I was going to recommend this thing about a man that hates his job and ends up with a harem of hot women that reproduce through kissing, but myself would have
said hi.
They reproduce by just kissing them? Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro, what? They reproduce
Currency exclamation mark CTK
by just kissing them.
Currency asks, how is your day going, carrot?
It's going pretty good. I hope your day is going well. It's going okay, I think. But what the fuck? Like, wait. I remember I saw an anime, like a clip of an anime. I don't know what it was called. Probably Brian might knows what I'm talking about. Where a dude accidentally like grabs the ears of a anime girl. It was just literally like a out of context type thing. He grabs the ears of a bunny anime girl. I think she has a bunny or a tail. I think it was her ears, and she ended up instantly getting pregnant. She instantly got pregnant, like almost instantly. Do you know what I'm talking about, Brian, by any chance? Like, it was the most bizarro thing I ever seen. Like, dude grabbed her ears because I guess she wasn't listening or something. She got like, you know, weak, and then weak in the legs, and then all of a sudden she got instantly pregnant. I was like, what? What the fuck? He just grabbed her ears. How is that? Okay. I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to see this. Or I want nothing to do with it at the same time. I couldn't tell. But I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to watch this. Just couldn't know what it was called.
CTKXD exclamation mark currency said even flabbergasted by the towel.
Yeah, like how? She was in like a kimono, I think, and then she was not paying attention to him, or she was not listening to him. He tried to get her attention, and he grabbed her ears. Not out of like spite or anything, just to grab her because I guess she was not like listening, and she was being hysterical. And then as soon as he grabbed her ears, she got on her knees and literally like got all weak in the knees. You know what I'm saying? Like how anime gets. And then all of a sudden, she instantly got pregnant right there. Bro was blown away. He's like, "What the fuck?" It's like, what? I need to find it. I need to find that anime just to know what I'm talking about one day.
I'd actually like to take this moment to recognize the tragedy of the prison school author. Venture with me into the land of imagination and picture your best work as your least known. So instead, I am going to ask that if you are going to read any of his works, read Me in the Devil Blues.
Brightroclose says, yeah, not that one.
The future. Crazy fucking
Damn it!
timing.
I was so hoping that Brian knew.
It turned out that the series just came back because it was on hiatus for fucking forever, and it literally just came back. I don't know how the fuck I keep doing it, but anyways, back to the video. Me and the Devil Blues.
Bro, if that happened in real life, if there was like bunny girls, like real anime, but like real women with bunny ears, and you can get them pregnant by touching their ears, there has to be serious laws in place. I think segregation will be needed at that point. Like legitimate segregation. I'm dead serious, bro. Like literally of the sexes from that point. Like there's no question at that point. There's no way. There's no way. Tell me, how can you let like men and women like work together, and if there's an accidental touch of the ears for whatever reason?
Currency exclamation mark CTKXD exclamation mark currency said damn, basically indirect marriage at this point.
Right?
Face emoji, pensive face.
There has to be segregation between men and women at that point.
Yeah, I'm wearing gloves.
Yeah, you gotta wear gloves. Like men and women have to. Well, I don't know if men can get pregnant. Well, not men get pregnant. I don't know if like.
It's 3 a.m. here, new moon face emoji.
I don't know. It will be vice versa in the same way as like how the anime works, but it was just showing that one. So like, if anything, men have to wear gloves at all times. It'll be almost like a felony not to have them on. Like you have to have it on. Because you never know, you might touch the wrong person, especially a female, and then get them pregnant almost instantly. That'd be crazy. What are you drawing? I'm doing an animation study of trying to keep the motion and consistency. That's what I'm doing.
Misadventures, the blues player that made a deal with the Red Devil. This is based off the very infamous stories behind the real-life Robert Johnson, and how people believed he made a deal with the Devil of the Crossroads, which is how he gained his insane ability to play music. The mangaka's stellar artwork...
Right? Imagine a kid... Like, it's not even like a... Imagine, like... You hold a baby, and the baby touches the ears of the anime girl, or like the woman with the bunny ears. Instantly gets pregnant by said baby.
Exclamation mark CTKXD exclamation mark currency said help her kid.
That'd be crazy.
Face emoji, loudly crying face emoji.
Bro became a dad before he even was able to walk. That'd be crazy.
Thought-provoking, even though my thoughts are provoked reading his other stuff, but there feels to be a legitimate piece of value to this that I could take away as a story. Although Prison School is hilarious, it is a little tragic that the author is mainly known for haha horny. This one will even accept if you read it after reading Superball Girls, if you really need to. Sick freak. You owe yourself a good story to read. Great art does not require suffering first, so if you feel like skipping Superball Girls and just going straight into Me and the Devil Blues, trust me, you will not regret it. Fear. You feel it, I feel it, but what if you could sell it? In a whimsical town, a frog moves in and sees all the stores there is, and one that sells fear boxes. Opening them reveals a tale of horror. But something is clearly off with this rabbit, and something more sinister is in the air. If only the title was as serious as the premise. The Creepy and Freaky
we all do.
is a fun read for those that are fond of short horror stories like the Junji Ito works, Shintaro Kaga's works, and PTSD Radio. I'm excited to see how this story develops with this, if it all connects similar to PTSD Radio, or remains open and disjointed. I'm sure they'll all connect since we are already seeing ties between the stories and it's seeping into the real, or well, the cartoon real world. The cartoony presentation could enhance the moments of horror for some, but I can also see it being a distraction and reset of tense buildup. Out of all the horror manga I've read, the presentation of this remains unique. I commend its uniqueness, at least in manga, so I definitely don't view the cartoony style as a mistake. In fact, as the great Bob Ross said, there are no mistakes. Just new dance moves. Something like that. Next stop. Great artwork seems to be the recurring attraction. Boichi, known for his manga Sunken Rock and...
Can I say a shark fact? The shark, but it's not relevant to what we're doing, but you can put one, I guess. And don't go crazy with it.
in some of his illustrations of Oda's One Piece, the Martial King. The first chapter is pretty far out. Legendary outlaw says his son is coming to kill him, a man with golden arms known as the greatest to ever do it. Time jumps and we see a young man carrying a gargantuan coffin, and when cornered, he uses the cross coffin as a weapon. It only gets more absurd from here, by the way. Now I know what you're thinking. Yes, the main character looks like Ace. Another thing is, this is very nostalgic of manga in the 2000s. Pirate King, Shaman King, even a decade later we have Wizard King, now we have Martial King. Similar to how video games get a remake, a modern paint job, this does feel like a story made in 2004 but illustrated in the 2020s.
I know this might sound kind of ridiculous to a degree, but for those who are familiar with Shaman King, would you watch Shaman King in Bocchi's art style? Like, would that be a seller to most people for those who know what Shaman King is? Would you watch Bocchi? Like, you know how he did the One Piece?
Brightroclos says yes.
You would? I think I would. His style is very specific and very, he has like a JoJo-esque type art style when it comes to detail.
While you charge up, you don't get charged at all.
Brightroclos says 100%.
Artextric deletes you.
Let me see, yeah, 100%. I think I will watch it, because when he did the One Piece one, I was like, kind of crazy. It was crazy. So I don't know, like, Yo and Bocchi's, like, art style, I don't know, that sounds very interesting. I would love to see that, just to see as, like, a one-shot, like he did with the One Piece thing with Ace. I would like to see a Shaman King version. That'd be really cool.
It can be felt in the humor and tropes. I bring this up as an observation. I can't decide if it's a praise or criticism yet. The pacing was, and is a jump scare though, since anything I thought was going to be a long-term thing gets dealt with in the next chapter. Point being, this could very well remain easy to catch up to when Boichi gets bored of cowboys. Still, I don't want to understate how cool this series is to read so far. By the way, if you are currently enjoying your trip, you can hit the like button and the one that says subscribe. The beast of gluttony is a force that only cares about one thing: eating. And it will not stop until entire nations are destroyed. Summoned by a madman that wishes to see only one thing: the destruction of humanity. But the beast does not care for such silly things. It only cares for its next meal. This manga is titled Your Mother. Sorry, there must have been an error on the note cards. Yatara is a horror comedy manga, as this being of doom encounters these kids, which he originally plans to eat after feeding them and taking care of them for a while, but then begins to change the more time he spends with them, taking on a protector role and slowly changing as we begin to learn the origins of this beast. While I was looking forward to some really disturbing horror, seeing this type of being find itself growing and changing is rather wholesome, and I see this being a pretty fun watch in between a bunch of different anime once this does get an adaptation, Well, if it gets an adaptation. Ooh. Remember that artsy bullshit this one said about no mistakes, but new dance moves, quote-unquote happy accidents? What I'm about to admit was a bit of a mistake, the very least unhealthy. I reread Shamo, Pun Pun, and then 3 Days of Happiness back to back to back. Shamo was infuriating again, Pun Pun uncorked the emotional bottle, and I left that story with a far more hopeful aftertaste, thankfully. But 3 Days of Happiness peeled open my chest once again and left a little note. This story is about a man who sells the remaining years of his life in pursuit of happiness,
Lyric
learning to value the time he has and realizing that he indeed wants to live. We often live with the laziness that we are immortal, or with the anxiousness that it will all end tomorrow. Putting yourself in the mind frame
you better have the fist of God at that point.
Makes you ponder what are the things most important to you, and what are things you regret never doing. It's a tragic story, and more so a tragic romance, and I cannot even begin to really put it into
Bro's playing Hollow Knight music. What the fuck? Hollow Knight's just everywhere now. Bro's playing Hollow Knight 1 music. That's crazy. I just recognized the music just now. I'm like, wait, that's from Hollow Knight 1. I think that's like the opening menu. I'll tell you something, the score in Hollow Knight is insane. Like, orchestrative wise, like, it's just, like, it's so, like, melancholy. It's crazy. I love the soundtrack, especially when you go to like the water worlds, like with the rain and stuff, and or like the what's that one world in Hollow Knight? It's like not a forest. It's like a such a foliage, like a foliage type world. Yes, very nice music, beautiful music.
What I will say before we move on quickly from this nostalgic spot is I am glad that it seems to mean more to me now than it did when I read it years ago. Well, that seems to have been our final stop. Thank you so much for accompanying me on this quick little trip, and I'll see you on the flip side.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed in this video. Not against Masked Man, but this video... How old is this video? This video came out... Fuck, when did this come out? When did this come out? Hold on. That was this 3 weeks ago? No way. I'm a bit disappointed because I feel like we've seen most of those mangas before. Hold on, let me figure I can find something better. 2 weeks ago, that shouldn't be possible. Alright, we'll do 2 more videos. Hopefully I'm trying to wait for Mikey to be back because I know he wanted us to watch the video that he wanted us to you know. But since he's not back yet, I'm gonna give him some more time. I'm not gonna get off stream to play Hollow Knight till like probably 6 or 7, so we have some time. So let's knock these out. So it says, yeah, this is from the Masked Man again. We're gonna do Masked Man videos today. It says, yes, this is a real manga that exists. Hopefully it's not totally unhinged to the point it might get me in trouble. Let's see.
I'm not gonna waste your time. Magical Girl in the Narco Wars is a real manga that exists and is ongoing. If there was ever an appropriate time, what? It is a tedious endeavor to search for a manga worth reading. 40 minutes in and I thought, man, if only there was a channel that existed for... Oh, right. As the search went on longer, my standards started to drop and my eyes caught this. The magical girl part, not at all. I lumped that in with hero, my life, isekai level, and girlfriend, which I'm sure all that put together is a real fucking manga.
Let me pull that back real quick. I just realized you guys can't not see it. My bad. Sorry about that. My bad. Alright, so yeah, this is from Masked Man. It says, yes, this manga is real. I don't know what it's about, so let's see what it's about.
I'm not gonna waste your time. Magical Girl in the Narco Wars is a real manga that exists and is ongoing. If there was ever an appropriate time, what? It is a tedious endeavor to search for a manga worth reading. 40 minutes in and I thought, man, if only there was a channel that existed for... Oh, right. As the search went on longer, my standards started to drop and my eyes caught this. The magical girl part, not at all. I lumped that in with hero, my life, isekai level, and girlfriend, which I'm sure all that put together is a real fucking manga. The Narcos part is what made my eyes pop out of my skull, and like a morbid murder story, I just had to see what the fuck is going on. Because my favorite movie is Scarface, and growing up as a kid I used to walk by the living room and my father would be watching El Capo, and then as I got a little bit older, the Pablo Escobar series, and then of course, Narcos. In other words, it was in my subconscious to click this. Going into it blind, part of me hoped this would be a fun series to read, something like a Mexican Sakamoto Days perhaps. Great comedy mixed in with cholos and America jerseys doing well choreographed action, all bundled up and served on a plate. Sadly, there is no comedy tag, and 6 chapters in, I'm already getting PTSD from the last Magical Girl series I read. The manga begins with a man running in terror, asking what the hell is that monster, until he is tracked down by a magical girl that says her favorite pastime is slaughtering drug dealers. See, Japan has fallen into madness because of a drug called candy. Its main
What the
ingredients
hell?
are sugar, corn syrup, artificial flavorings, and colorings. It's no different from regular candy, but nobody knows what gives candy several times the potency of heroin or fentanyl. Now, I audibly cackled reading that last bit for the first time. That's a real line in the manga. This is where we are introduced to the main character of the story besides the magical girl, and that is Akira. Now, Akira does have some Hispanic in him, which kinda made me bummed that he didn't have a more Hispanic name. Not because I care about being represented, I have Banana Fish for that, but if not, it would be cool that in a world of Akiras and Musashis, that I could say we have a manga protagonist named Juan Pablo, or some shit. It is revealed that Akira actually hates drug dealers, and in particular hates candy because of what it did to
Well, if you think of it this way, Luffy is pretty much Hispanic, if you think of it now. You got Luffy. the Hispanics, like, South Americans can say we have Luffy as our protagonist. You can literally say that. So you can't be too distraught by that, right? Oda even said way before the Netflix movie, said years before the Netflix movie was even becoming a thing.
Says, what about David?
And David, yeah, you're right. David, you got Luffy. Who else? You got Chad from Bleach, straight up. I don't know what you're talking about. I think there's another one I'm not thinking of. Fuck, I'm pretty sure there's others. Oh wait, wasn't there someone who was Hispanic in the Cowboy Bebop? I can't remember. Oh no, wait, that dude was on crazy drugs and his wife died. Never mind. Never mind. Fuck what I said.
So while being tortured and having his arm severed, he is
Brightro says stop him.
Magical girl.
Holy shit.
But I'm convinced that some manga are money laundering schemes. Anyways, she uses an ability called Rewind, which heals him completely, and they wipe out the group of thugs. This manga only has 6 chapters at the time of this recording, so this is mostly me reading the future.
Brightro says the art looks nice.
Yes, it
so
does.
Fucking broken. The art in this manga is pretty damn cool, so I hope this can create some creative moments visually. But in terms of the story, if a counterbalance to this ability isn't set in place, my brain has already lost all tension, since this can be spammed over and over and over again. It's legit the Dormammu I've come to bargain in real time. But the two of them team up to find the maker of candy and bring it to a stop. Akira seems pretty standard for a mafioso type of character, someone that is very violent, and that's about it for now, which is fine, but again, my prediction is that it will remain that way. Riri has an interesting character moment about the harsh reality of being a magical girl, and how that is akin to being a ghost, wandering the world with no attachments and no one to remember them. But again, I'll be surprised to see this character further expanded upon, since immediately in Chapter 2, it seems it will turn into a drug dealers and narcos with their magical girl partners. The final aspect that remains to be explained is the wars in Narco Wars. This big plan was put together to expose the magical girls that seem to be behind this, working with the Mexican cartel and pitting the manufacturer against the black market dealers, setting into motion the Narco Wars. Okay, so look, I don't give a flying fuck about this manga. I really don't. It seems funny, but that's about it. I can already see where this is going to go, and that it's going to take itself very seriously. Despite this being made for people that are either into sending gore in Discord servers or people that I wouldn't allow near daycare. Okay, that's harsh. I'm kidding. Relax. I could be completely wrong.
No, you're not wrong, bro. That settlement now is more real than you ever think. What he said was not off, especially from Reddit. I'm dead serious. What he just said is very on the nose there. He's more accurate than he thinks. Given what has recently happened, I wouldn't blame you. I really wouldn't. Fuck. We are getting to that point. I think we're at the precipice of that point. Like I said, I'm feeling like in some strange way, the things that are happening, the way our things are going, it feels like, and I keep bringing this up, but it just feels very real. I really believe, for those who've seen what's that anime called? Devilman Crybaby, or just the Devilman series, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like majority of most humans are low-key turning into demons to a degree. The way this internet has influenced them to think a certain way, act a certain way, how we're more connected than ever, but more lost than lost can ever get. I believe, in a strange way, to a degree, that most people are turning to demons to a degree based on what they are, being subjected to, or where they're being influenced by. And I think by recent times, so what just happened more than a week ago, I think it's been a week now. Yeah, I think that's pretty I think that's pretty accurate what he said there.
The main villain goes by Chicharito. I'll take all of this.
And when I say demons, I'm not talking about like a physical monster. No one's seen that before. I'm talking about the manifestation of that metaphor on how we treat each other as humans. I think that's what that is.
Back. With only 6 chapters out, there isn't much to praise or criticize, and very little to actually make fun of yet, believe it or not. So here is something to undo the brain rot of the last few minutes. This is one of the most underrated manga ever. Seriously, more people need to read this. Now you might be wondering, why didn't you make a video on it, specifically, Mast? And my response would be, I got a really cool thumbnail, but sadly I got no title, so it would be a dud of a video, and that would kind of break my heart. Completed in 126 chapters, Kasane...
Actually, bro's not wrong. I kind of figured that out too. If you're doing a YouTube video, or you're trying to do anything with YouTube or TikTok or whatever case may be, what you need to realize is that no matter how good your content is, it's all about the packaging, not the content itself yet. The content comes secondary. The main thing that comes importance is what it looks like, what the content looks like. Because a lot of people, I remember, and I think some of you may actually agree with me on this, those who grew up in the 2000s or like the 90s, when you picked up a video game, back when EB Games or GameStop, or depending on what area, EB Games, oh my god, was around, you would, since there was no internet or no YouTube or anything like that to like give you a understanding of like what this game is about, what is the it's worth your time type shit, most of us, and I'm pretty sure majority of us, judge the game based on its cover art. I'm just pretty sure that's what we all did. We think the game is good when growing up, before the internet, way before the internet, before even G4 was a thing. We all just assumed that the game was good just on its cover art alone. Unless you had someone already had the game, played it before at their house, whether it's a cousin, a friend, or whatever. That's what I did. That's how I got introduced to .hack sign. I remember I walked into the store. I had, what, $40 in my hand or something. And my dad said, pick any game you want. Because I think I did well on my spelling bee or some shit. Or my spelling test or some shit. So as a reward, he got me a game. So I didn't know what game to pick up because, well, like I said, there was no internet like that in X, Y, and Z. So I just looked at the game shelves and I just looked at all the games. I already had Crash Bandicoot, so it was already out the window, and I didn't have a N64 at the time. I just had a PlayStation 2, I think. Yeah, I think it was PlayStation 2. And I looked at the screen. I looked at it, and I'm like, eh. And I saw the .hack sign cover art, and I thought the characters looked really cool. So I picked that up, not knowing what the game was even about, just because it looked cool. And that's how I got introduced to .hack sign. Because when you buy the game, not only you get the game, but you get a DVD in it. So you can play the little 3-part episode thing that came with it. So they sold you not only a game, but a DVD of what's going on in the story. That's very fragmented, so you still don't know what the fuck is going on. Unless you have prior knowledge of this medium. So, I guess it was cool marketing to a degree, but eh.
Written by Matsura Daruma, who also did I Makako and Steel of the Celestial Shadows, all worth checking out.
Brightroke Glows says me, but with Gundam.
Oh, with Gundam? Wait, did you Bri, did you have the Gundam fighting game? You know what I'm talking about, right? There was a Gundam fighting game. Holy shit.
Glows says yes.
Yes, and it had like, okay, I think if you know what I'm talking about, it's a fighting game where you can play like most of the most popular Gundams, like from G Gundam, Gundam Wing, and then if you're really like fucking up your opponent, like they start breaking in pieces. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's a 2D fighting game, if you know what I'm talking about. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I had it or my cousin had it. I don't know which one had it. Which one of us had the game. But, like, we played it and it was really fun. He kept on using the burning finger against me. Fuck him.
Very few manga, especially drama-related ones, that I would recommend before this. Even the covers are some of my favorites of all time. See, Kasane is the daughter of a famous actress, and like her mother, is an insanely talented performer. The issue is Kasane's face is fucked up, and that comes with the harsh treatment and bullying during her school days. After all, the beautiful are loved and revered simply for being born beautiful. But she finds her mother's lipstick, which allows her to steal the face of anyone she kisses. This turns into one hell of a story with one of the best main characters, period. Really playing well on the theme of beauty and psychologically looking into Kasane, as she is pretty self-aware of her current state, but is drawn to the success and opportunity physical beauty affords her, feeling as if she would never be accepted or loved if people saw what she really looked like. It is genuinely amazing to see Kasane delve into the character she has to act out and slowly remove aspects of her old self, desperately not wanting to be the old Kasane that was mistreated, wishing so badly that she could be anyone else, but instead realizing that while she cannot be those...
That was it! There it is! Wait, Gundam Battle Assault, right? Let me see. I could not remember the name of it. Wait, let me type that in. I'll let it play, but like, jeez, I need to type that in. Hold up. I'll let it play.
Real. This combined with the actual plot turning into an intense drama once the main...
Playing it as a kid, it was just one of those games, you just like... Holy shit! Oh my god, I gotta see a review on this. Holy shit.
What's going on with Kasane as a character is being reflected in the plays she acts out. Going back to Nogiku, what a fucking great character also. Her dealing with her messed up past and growing from it in contrast to the route Kasane takes is just poetically laid out. The nature of the acting and plays being the setting for the story also allows for these more dramatic and romanticized monologues that happen in the story to feel appropriate. As soon as I thought this story might get stale, an element is introduced that
Yeah, I
adds a
gotcha.
feeling of unease and chaos, and ends in a Shakespearean tragedy, as if there was any other way for this story to conclude. Not sure how ethical it was to switch up a review video halfway through, but I promise this series is worth your time.
So that was The Masked Man. On his video on that, on the whole, this manga exists on the whole, what do you call it? The magical girl thing. This was 2 months ago, so. Alright, so here's another one from The Masked Man. This one was 3 months ago, but it says, I didn't think these manga would be this good. This is 9 minutes long. We're gonna see what this is about. See.
Quest for knowledge, a young man travels up a frozen hellscape to encounter an eldritch being, some say a wizard, a grand wizard, that will grant the wish of any who dare enter its chambers. But what the victim does not realize is that the wish comes with a lifetime of madness, as a sadistic scale that balances their deepest desires. A mix of self-discovery on the journey to the peak of the mountain, and then finding truth in the mad horrors of what we do not understand. You may learn the secrets of the universe, but in turn you can never close your eyes when trying to sleep. The fate of the MC is not one I would wish even on my worst enemy. This is not a manhwa that I'm recommending, but my story as to how I got these recommendations from a friend, and then pulled an all-nighter to get this video made. Here are the manhwa actually worth your time though. I cannot beg for mercy, only choke on trapped screams. These are the opening words for Mime, ongoing and only at 5 chapters following a, failure of a mime. This story begins tragically with this mime trying to stop these men from beating a woman in an alley, only to be killed himself. While the man in the morgue that works for a crime family tends to his body, he wakes up and kills the individuals responsible for his death, putting a target on his back. I cannot stress how much my edgy little heart loves this. For starters, a completely silent main character like a Charlie Chaplin film is such a sick concept given that it really draws you in and makes you pay attention to the facial expressions. On top of that, the powers being him pantomiming what he's doing to his opponents is again visually a delightful thing to see.
So it's pretty much The Crow. Is that what that is? It's not The Crow. I could be wrong. Dude has makeup on the face and he died horribly, but he comes back to life and he wants revenge as a spirit against the bad people who wronged him. Pretty much.
Brightroclose says whoa.
So it was like Mime, but The Crow.
And extremely unique and memorable. And then to see it unfold on top of an intense and non-stop action gritty story, I love this.
Brightroclose says kinda yes.
Doesn't count
okay,
as
makes
manga,
sense.
But you can read this on Webtoon Canvas, and I need more. Out of everything I'm going to recommend, this has the least amount of reads, and I am not okay with that. I made the mistake of rereading Pun Pun and Shamo within the same week and a half, 2 weeks. Then I watched Madrid lose 2 more times to Barcelona. I want to kill my... For those lows in life, a good upbeat song or even a good upbeat read can go a long way. 39 chapters and ongoing, using my cooking skills and
Brightroclose says so basically a modern crow.
To get a job as a Chinese
pretty much.
chef that is isekai, wait, don't skip, into another world.
Well, you can different occupations, same shit.
In ancient China, which, considering he is obsessed with Chinese culture and history, is insanely lucky because he could have woken up in, like, I don't know, say 1933-ish Germany. He gains favor with one of the legendary families in ancient China after putting to good use his modern cooking knowledge and skills, as well as just modern knowledge in general, like with allergies. Pretty straightforward when it comes to this one. Great comedy via references and timing, and overall it's just a fun, relaxing breath of fresh air. Do you like gladiators? How about necromancers? Boom! Combine them. You're welcome. Or thanks should go to the creator of The War on Corpses. You might recognize the art style if you watched the previous recommendation, Corpse Knight Gunther. This series is ongoing and at 13 chapters, introducing a city of necromancers that has a tournament to see who is the best. The fame, the glory, and the validation that it brings is the desire of our MC, who is born in trash and is treated as such. After countless failures of necromancing, He finds a body that also has been labeled as trash, and feeling that connection chooses to take a risk and bring this one to life. On top of loving the art style and action, I like the premise of the series and how both, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even gonna attempt to try and pronounce this one because I feel like there are 5 different ways. I'm not gonna play that guessing game. But if any of you know, put it in the comments. And Eleonora, they need each other since he helps control her right leg, and he also knows the strategy and history of the fighters they go up against, creating a fun dynamic with 2 opposing personalities that have a lot of room to grow. There also seems to be some interesting characters besides those 2 that I'm really excited to see the more of. So this is one that I'm personally going to be following very closely. I don't have many ways to explain this other than Souls the manhwa. Not necessarily because it's a dark fantasy that explains things via more environmental storytelling, but if not because the main character is like those of us who picked up a Souls game for the first time, encountering that one boss, dying over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday with me. Jesus Christ, I was getting fucked.
Going in 56 chapters, and follows a hardworking main character that actually keeps some of the initial intrigue of the premise as it goes on, dying over and over again to learn and become better, but to the point where dying seems to become like an addiction for him, a necessary part of the process he learns to embrace. So it's like all you need is kill, or re-zero if it was good. I'm kidding. Hey, look, I'm training you for those group chat arguments. Don't fall for the rage bait. In all seriousness, I'm personally not as big on these types of series in general, and I'm not sure if it's because of the overexposure to
I'm not gonna lie to you, I think Brian was gonna pounce on you for saying that. I felt like Brian was gonna go throw hands with you saying that. I don't know what it was when he said that, but I can see my boy Brian's eyes turn red at that moment, like the Goblin Slayer. Like, what the fuck? You did not just say that. I felt it for some odd reason. I'm a snake. Why? Oh my god! I can. Yo, don't fucking Brian his anime, bro. Don't do it. I wouldn't do it.
Fantasy setting within
what the fuck
style of art, whether it's the character.
Bro's gonna turn straight into Escanor and drop a whole song on your ass if you say that shit again.
Designs for most of these things, or maybe I just don't like the premise itself to begin with, overexposed or not. Regardless, because it isn't my cup of tea, doesn't mean you shouldn't read it for yourself. Pearl Boy Ignite the Dawn and Dear Zero need more chapters. That has nothing to do with this video, I was just paid by a friend to say this, so I guess that's the sponsor? Anyways, Kiss Wood is the next recommendation.
Are you kidding me?
Some of you will never know the brilliance of what I just did, but that's okay. Completed in 34 chapters, it follows an old uncle that likes to tend to his garden, but has seemed to have become negligible of the human relationships he has, in particular with his niece. But one day he finds himself in hell after someone killed him via arson to get rid of his garden. In this hell, you find those that have mistreated the trees, so the Lorax has really seemed to have taken it up a notch. And now the uncle has to escape this massive forest.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. For some strange and fucking reason, they're speaking Vietnamese.
To make it back to the living and waking world. This shit was beautiful. It felt like an 80s animated film that makes you cry with that one specific soundtrack damn near every time. I think the way it handled the twists and explored the characters in such a brief amount of time while giving a satisfying journey felt like I read something that was 100 chapters and not just 34. If you like emotional dramas, then you don't need to look further. Seriously, the art style, the way that the series was paced, all of the different emotional highs. Yeah, I just really like this one, and I would highly recommend it. If you happen to enjoy this video so far, consider liking and subscribing. I want to hit 500,000 by the end of the year, so consider this my way of pestering. Earlier, I mentioned how I struggled getting invested into manhwa like The Knight Who Only Lives Today, but one that I think broke that trend was Surviving Romance. Completed in 100 chapters, this series was described to me as super meta and breaking a lot of the norms with romance and the regression trope. I think the early part of the story is such a sick experience to read blind, so if you don't want to know more about it, then skip ahead to the next segment, although this might be the last segment in the video, but yeah, you could just skip. Now, for those that stayed, this series seems like a standard romance story, but then turns into a horror story.
Oh, Mikey's back. Okay, we can play the video that you wanted me to watch. Did you? Oh, Mikey, did you send me the food thing? Because I can't find it. Did you send it? Unless you already did, I didn't notice.
Happy ending. What's really sick about this series is the presentation of her personality and how she views others, seeing them as dark shadows until one of them becomes a person of enough importance, going into a very different direction than I thought the story was going to go down within the first chapters. I feel like too many series have characters that die over and over and go through hell like training or, again, just dying that many times, and instead of growing as characters, they just lack any sort of character whatsoever. The psychological aspect is really well explored in the series while breaking any sort of expectations I had for a romance. Seriously, I did not expect it to turn into a zombie survival series. Like, I didn't look at the tags, I didn't look at nothing. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, this is what we're handling. But again, the psychological horror aspects is by far my favorite, on top of doing so many things I would never have expected a romance series to do, having read quite a few when it comes to manga and manhwa.
Alright, cool. I'll check it out.
To read. If you have anything you would like to see me cover in a future video, the best way is to let me know in the comments down below. And I'm also making a second channel, particularly about professional wrestling. And so if that interests you as well, then stay tuned and check out the community posts, because I will definitely be announcing it there and in the next video.
Alright. That's from The Masked Man. That's the second video. We got one more video from him. I think that's like really short, and I saved the best for last on that one. But let's jump into it. This came out 12 days ago, and it says, it's finally time to get into... Let me switch it here before I say it. Save best for last. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah. What am I doing? Okay, here we go. Okay, so yeah, this for his video, it says here that it's finally time to get into Gacha Lakuta. So let's see, it's about Gacha Lakuta or Gacha Yakuta, depending on who you're saying to. So,
should you get into Gacha Yakuta? Is it worth your time? Yeah, not a definitive yes, but a yeah. 2 going on 3 years ago, I did a video on my thoughts about this series at the time. Its success was obvious from a mile away.
Brightfroclose says I'm down.
Over. Now we have to follow him as he learns more about the world.
Let's go.
The murder of Recto, and all of the other mysteries as Rudo grows besides other fun characters. If at any point you thought, hey, this reminds me of Soul Eater or Fire Force, that's because Kei Urana, the mangaka for this series, worked on Fire Force and is a known fan of Soul Eater. So if you were like me and enjoy anything that can perfectly match a Jet Set Radio song, then you'll gravitate towards the designs of the characters and the feel of the world. I love the way this looks, and I'm aware of my bias. The anime at the time of this recording has 2 episodes, and I thought they were both really good, and if any studio was going to adapt this series, it had to be Bones. I hope the production for this continues to go smoothly, and they should have some time before catching up, considering the manga is at 144 chapters. I'll sage the room now because, knowing my luck, Season 2 might have an insane drop-off, or they just decide to stop adapting it. Shout out to Magi. A lot of the videos I've seen discussing this series have mainly talked about the power system. It is a cool power system, which allows for a lot of creativity, and the system itself is an important element, so I understand the discussion. But I don't read a series beyond 100 chapters because of the power system and fights. That shit is cool, don't get me wrong, but I personally care more if you fuck up your main villain or not. I wanted to see if after all this time of letting the chapters stack up, if it had something to offer with the characters and message of the story, or more than it did at the time. This idea of finding value in things that others consider trash. It's a very simple but powerful premise. The characters are super expressive, and the Soul Eater inspiration of giving them little bits of an odd touch to make them feel distinct is dope. But would it have the character-defining moments that took me from feeling I like this to I love this and I can't stop thinking about it? If it had that defining arc that I can't wait to be adapted so everyone else can appreciate this as much as I do? When it comes to that, yes and no. At the current moment, there are characters that have been given really powerful moments. Rudo has his immediately in the introduction, which hooks you, but also bits here and there that help distinguish his personality more from the field of main characters. But the best is yet to be seen, and that's a good thing. Zanka actually had a really awesome character moment that solidified him for me already, but who doesn't love the hard-working side character? Other characters have been given moments that add some intrigue to them, but we haven't gotten the defining moment for the majority of them. Again, some, but not the majority. There has been a lot of stage setting. Every arc we are introduced to a new faction or character that adds more to the world and gets us closer and closer to the answers.
I just want to ask Bry this real quick. I'm gonna ask Bry this real quick. I'm pretty sure he's much more further in the manga than I have. But there is a tournament arc, right? Because every shonen usually has a tournament arc somewhere somehow. They have they have their own tournament arcs or their own tournament like you know, interpretation of what a tournament arc is. So like, does that exist or that has not happened yet? I've been wondering that for the longest while now.
Wanting since the beginning. Every answer we are given, though, has led to more
Brightroke
questions.
says no.
If we know
Fuck, okay.
We don't really know why. We know maybe a little bit as to why, but not really. So my reason why you should pick up Gachiakuda is because shit is going to hit the fan very soon. If you've seen my videos on Zatch Bell, Shaman King, and Blue Exorcist, there are a few common themes. One of them being that those were stories that in the first half was a lot of setting things in its proper place and taking the time to do so. So then in the second half, it is non-stop defining battle after defining battle, and satisfying character moment after satisfying character moment. The first half of those stories are really dependent on if you like the setting and personality of the characters, and if you have some patience. I'm pretty certain that's the same thing we are getting with Gachiakuda. So if you pick it up, I'm sure you'll like it, or really like it. Love it? Maybe not right now, at least when it comes to the manga. I guarantee the best is yet to be seen.
Brightroke
Because I'm
says there is
pessimist,
like a
there are
festival-like
few
event.
characters that could really fuck this up, and I'm praying that isn't the case. So you should definitely check out the anime, and if you want,
I guess that's the closest one, the festival-like event. Is that the closest one to a? I guess.
And some of which has already happened. I am glad that it has taken its time to get us introduced to all of these different things, since I prefer that a story gets better and better, or it's just great throughout, than it peaking in the middle
says
and then
yeah.
turning into shit. If you were
Good
looking
enough.
for a series that can hook you hard as of right now, then I would highly recommend Chojin X or The Nido Exorcist. But Gachiakuda is still worth your time, and you will be a bit ahead of the curve if you catch up now and enjoy the chapter-to-chapter experience from this point on.
Alright, so that's all the Masked Man videos that we have done. I think that's enough for the reaction channel and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's enough for that. Alright. And give them a follow and all that great stuff. I'm going to put these videos onto the reaction channel. We do only anime related stuff on the reaction channel, so if you're wondering. I try to keep it just anime mainly, but if I find something very, very interesting, I might put on a reaction channel anyway, just because. We'll see. Anyway, Mikey sent me a video about eating, on how to eat. Ooh. Hello. Saving that later for some studies. They're just study, guys. They're just studies. They're just studies. Oh my god. That's not how you cook, but that's how you cook, though. Alright. Let's get back to work. Alright, so here. Alright, so it says here 1, 2. Okay, oh no, I may accidentally send this to Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Alright, how the basic challenge. So which one did you watch? Which one did you watch? Was it the how the basic challenge or how to stack burger? I'll watch the one that you watch first. I think it's the first one you sent. How to win a food challenge? I think it's that one.
Mike has said the stacked one.
Okay, definitely. I guess I was right on that one then. Alright, let me stop this. Alright, so it says here. It says here from foodchallenges.com. That's the name of the channel. Maybe that's also the website as well. It says here, how to win a food challenge, or is that win a food challenge? Oh, a stacked burger. You said a stacked one. Okay, sorry, my bad. I got the wrong one. It was this one. Okay, so is that one that you sent me. Alright, we'll watch that one. And it says here, how to win a stack burger challenge from foodchallenges.com. This is only 10 minutes long. It's not long. Hopefully it'll be interesting. Hopefully there's nothing boring. I'm hoping, because I like food. So, let's see. Oh, wait. Alright, don't want to make that mistake. Forgot. Cannot see it. You guys cannot see it. I'm very aware that you cannot see it. There you go. There you go. Just be sure for everyone that is watching this, just to make sure, we are on YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, and Kick. If you want to see it more big, like the screen, you gotta go to Twitch. If you don't mind watching it, or TikTok, if you don't mind watching it on the phone, like normally, like how I usually have it, you can watch it on YouTube.
Hey everybody, this is Randy Santel, Atlas with foodchallenges.com. Today I am extra excited. This is definitely one of the most popular food challenges all around the world. I am at Uncle Lenny's restaurant in Pontoon Beach, Illinois, taking on their Triple Lenny Burger Challenge. Now, if you check out on foodchallenges.com, either the map search or the list search feature,
I'm sorry.
Retro says looks delicious.
I'm sorry. I'm not here to stop it for the video. I just saw someone give me a bunch of likes on TikTok, and their name is High Tier Homeless. That is one of the most funniest, but yet god tier names I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mike has said ha ha ha.
Someone literally is called High Tier Homeless. What the fuck? Like, I don't know how I feel about that, but then again, it's kind of like badass to a degree. Yeah, I just saw it. Thank you for the like, bro. I appreciate it, but that was funny. I just saw that, like, at the split second reading that.
There's over 3,000 food challenges all around the world. Probably 2,000 of them are burgers. Today we're going to be showing you how to beat a multi-patty burger challenge. There's two real basic types of burger challenges. There's single patty burger challenges, where you'll have like one massive 3-pound, 4-pound, 5-pound, big one patty. Now there's also multi-patty burger challenges, which is what this is. We're taking on the Triple Lenny Burger Challenge. As you can see, it's got 3 1-pound burger patties on it. I've got 45 minutes to eat this entire meal.
Mike has said outranks all the others. He's the one with a sock full of quarters.
We've got the Triple Lenny Burger, which has 3 pounds of meat. Then we've got all of the vegetables we have to finish too, which will all be part of the strategy, along with this large side of fries. So we're going to get all of this down, and we're going to talk about all the strategy.
Wait, fuck! I'm sorry. I was not paying attention. What was the strategy? Oh my god! I'm sorry. I was so fuck. Okay, go back.
The strategy got the Triple Lenny Burger,
okay,
which has 3 pounds of meat.
It does look good. Bride did say it looks good. It does look good.
Which will all be part of the strategy, along with
I hope he's not. Come on, bro. You're not gonna eat those fries just alone with ketchup, bro. I hate that eating fries with no ketchup is it's wild. Like, I can't eat just fries by itself. Like, you can.
He was going to explain it.
Okay, I thought I missed it. My bad. I know you can, but like, I can eat fries by itself without anything with salt. At least it has salt on it, fine. But like, it has to have ketchup, bro. It has to have barbecue sauce. Something. Just something feels wrong.
So we're gonna get all of this down, and we're gonna talk about all the strategy. Alright, pre-ritual is done. Very, very ready. Atlas is hungry. We're going to dominate this challenge. But
Retro says checker fries are the exception.
Okay, you're right. Checker fries are the exception. They already have seasoning in them, like almost instant seasoning in checker fries. I'm not gonna lie.
Gotta go at it. Either way, you want to go for the meats and the proteins first, unless the carbs at the end are going to be really tough to get. But as far as these fries go, they look absolutely delicious. Even with them a little bit cooled down, I'll still be able to get these down. And plus I've got my lemonade and my diet soda to help me get those down. But for this, we're going to start by getting the first 2 patties down, and then we'll take care of the bun later. Then we'll get some of the vegetables in between. Now let's get this thing started. All right, so we've got 45 minutes to do this thing. I've got my timer, the restaurant has theirs. For the first 10-15 minutes, it's gonna be boom, boom, boom. You gotta eat as much as you can, especially if you're not a fast eater. Eat as fast as you can while you can, and then you coast to the finish. So let's begin. 1, 2, 3. All right, now we're gonna take this bun off and start by eating the top portion, which some of that stuck, but we're gonna stick to letting the cheese and all that stay on there, which this is hot. And that's the other thing to remember, don't start the challenge until it's cooled down. But for this, it's not gonna be too bad. We don't wanna start when it's cooled down. So let's start by getting the edges.
So you eat the meat first. Oh, I get it now. He's taking the carbs out of the way first because you'll get more full. Okay, so what you have to do is eat the protein first because they're not gonna be as heavy compared to the carbs, like the fries and the bread. Okay, I see. Eat the protein first. Go for the small stuff like the vegetables, the protein, the meat.
Mike has said you're not gonna believe how he tackles the fries, if I remember correctly.
Okay, let's see. Wait, what's with the drinks? Are those 3 drinks? There's no way he's gonna drink those. No way. I would avoid drinking anything. Like one thing I always make sure when I'm going out to eat, especially with like friends or anything, do not. If you're looking forward to eat some actual food, do not drink anything. Eat the food first, then drink everything last.
All right, as you can see, I'm just sawing away at it, getting little by little. You don't want to stress your jaw out by having to chew a whole bunch once it's in the mouth. Take a lot of small bites and then a little bit of water, get it all down, move on to the next set of bites. We got our first patty down, 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, so we got plenty of time. Now what I'm gonna do is, to help with the flavor, this cheese in the burger is very, very good. Easily finishable without help. But
yep.
I'm going to change up the flavor.
Do not drink anything. Eat all the food as possible.
Then we'll move on to that second patty. All right, so I got some of those down, and this is just gonna be your personal preference. Some people can't eat vegetables like this alone. So you may need a sauce, or you may need to eat it with the burger, and you can do that too. But for me,
honestly, if you're gonna eat it with a sauce, if you're gonna eat, like, say for instance, you're gonna eat like a salad or something, and you're trying to get your money's worth, like what Mikey said, especially even for this challenge, if you're gonna put a sauce, I would not put a very thick, heavy sauce like a Caesar salad. I would no, like Caesar salad. Is this no, something thin, like what do you call it? Like a thin sauce, more liquid than it is like a actual like thickness. I think because it'll get you full pretty fast. I believe. I forgot what it's called. Italian salad or something. Italian like sauce or something.
That's what I do. You do what you need to do to get the victory. Now let's move on to the second
yes,
patty.
I'll go with that.
See, since I left it all together, the steam is still there. It's still hot, but that's going to make this go down a lot easier than if it was cooled off. All right, another strategy you can use when you're doing a burger challenge is these vegetables are loaded with water. What I'm gonna do now is chase my bites with some pickles and tomato, which are very liquidy, full of water, which are going to help the burger go down a lot easier without actually using the unrequired liquids to the side here. So what I'm going to do now is I've got that on that, and then this is all just a personal preference. Now, like I said, there may be multi-burger challenges with 12 patties, 3 patties, 6 patties, whatever challenge you're doing, the strategy is pretty similar. Now with this one, or once you get down to the last patty, which we only have one, and I've left the cheese on it so that it can still make the beef delicious. What I'm going to do is eat this, especially because the bun is thin, as just one single burger. Now, it all depends on your taste buds. If you would rather eat all the meat and then eat the bun separately, you can do that too. Just gnaw on this last, which that's going to go down real easy using the soda or whatever you need. But for this, I'm going to enjoy the burger challenge because it's food, it should be enjoyed. And then we're going to get this down, which it's not going to be time difference wise. The meat and the lettuce and the flavor of it is going to help all go down at once rather than if you just broke it all down. Also mentally, you know once you bite into it, you're that much further into the challenge. So let's get this finished. All right, we're about 11 minutes in. I just want to briefly touch on dunking. Now, a lot of people talk about, and if you are doing a challenge, there may be somebody, just a bystander saying, oh, you need to be dunking the bread because that's the best strategy. On something like this, as you saw, it's almost paper thin bread. Dunking is really not going to have that much of an advantage, and just like the bottom bun either. The grease from the burger has been trapped inside the bun, which is making it go down real easy. So if it's a really, really thick, unnecessarily thick bun, you may want to dunk. If that's completely up to you. I don't, because I actually enjoy the food, and like I've always said, once you dunk the food into lemonade or water or whatever it is, it's gonna taste like crap. So enjoy.
That's something I always I hated too. I'm not gonna lie. I know that's a form of strategy for most like competitive eaters, but like I always found that fucking annoying. I know that's a thing. I know that's a thing. I know, but I always found that annoying because like if I was competitively eating, I have to dunk my burger in my lemonade. That's gonna taste like ass. It's gonna piss me off. It's gonna make me mad and make me want to vomit to a degree. I'm not even gonna lie. That's gonna just make me angry.
Why the restaurant created it, and you can still get the victory without making yourself look like a big slob. "13 minutes in, as you saw, I switched from water to the lemonade to help me with the flavor. If you eat 4 or 5 pounds or whatever you eat of your favorite food, the last few bites probably aren't going to be as good because of flavor fatigue, and that is why I switched to lemonade. But now we're going to get these last bit of fries down. I'm going to use the acidity and the carbonation to help me get these fries down. And now another thing is, while I finish up these last remaining crumbs, because leave no doubt, make sure to make it easier on your mind. Food challenges are a big, big mental game. So what I'm gonna do is simply remove a plate. When you're nearing the end of a challenge, you wanna make sure that it's as easy on your mind as you can. So that's why we've only got this small bowl with this small portion of fries. If you need to, even use the bigger plate.
I don't think so. I think it'll make you vomit most likely because if you have to dunk it, you have to taste it too. It's not like you can you're not nullifying the taste. You're just making it much easier to swallow. And then what makes it wild is like if it tastes like ass based on these two things that shouldn't be like. It's one thing if you're eating like a burger, right? And you already have the taste buds of the burger, and you drink like a lemonade. You're not gonna have like an actual mixture of the taste because your taste buds are already on the previous taste that's happening. right? So you use the lemonade to wash down the food in general, right? But when you dunk in the food and it marinates in the lemonade with whatever condiments in it, it's gonna taste like wild shit. I'm pretty sure it's gonna taste disgusting. And then what makes it worse, if it's like fragments of it in your drink, it's gonna feel weird to drink. And then plus that, the food you're already dunking is gonna be softened. It's gonna be softened to a degree. So sorry, I have to get the fly. So that's what it is.
Them into little small portions, just so you know how many bites you have left. What I'm gonna do, I call it a little fry ball, is crunch the fry up so that I have to do less chewing, and you don't want to eat just one fry at a time. Eat as much as you can together.
Okay.
Get it down and get the victory.
So crunch the whole thing and eat it in one set. I guess that can work. Because if they're mashed into one, you'll see it as like one, I guess? I don't know, that's weird. That's a weird one. I have never seen that before. Or heard that before. That's kind of crazy.
Mike has said eat like an apple.
That's crazy.
Another thing to note, we've still got plenty of time left on this challenge, but if in your multi-patty burger challenge, you're starting to run out of time, you're starting to fill up, it's okay to stand up or kneel down or do what you need to do, because the kneeling and the standing helps open up your stomach, let some of that food digest. It's all up to a personal preference. You have to take the strategies that we have on these videos, adapt them to yourself, your body type, and your capabilities, and get the victory for yourself. Under 18 minutes.
Okay.
17:34 is the official time. That is how you beat a multi-patty burger challenge. Now, whether there's 2 or 70 patties, it's all the same strategy. Take down all the meat patties you can, along with the toppings and everything along the way. And then when you get down to the bottom, eat it as one big burger, or still eat the meat first, then go on to the fries, and you've already got everything else done. If there's any other sides to do, you already know how to do those. Feel free to check out all of the tips and strategy articles on foodchallenges.com. Check out all the other videos available. And until my next video, this is Randy Sam.
I wonder if you're a woman and you like. I wonder if he's married, if he has a wife and she makes him food. I wonder if it's difficult to please him based on the fact that he eats competitively for a living, or like as a side thing. I wonder if it's hard to please him to make food. Because, like, and I say please not in taste, I'm talking about please as in, like, get him full. That must suck. Because if he does that, like, as a thing, it must be very difficult to get him full that he doesn't want more food. I'm just saying. You want us to watch the other video, Mikey, or was it just this one? Ooh. Let me see here. Here, there. Okay, that one. Play this one. Okay, we got this video and one more video after this, and then we're gonna go play what do you call it? Wait, what's the game called?
Mike has said, yeah, if you want, you can check out what food challenge you want to see how to be like a pizza one.
Okay. Food challenge like a pizza one. Cause I saw pizza. Let me see.
Mike has said Silk Song.
Silk Song, there he goes. Thank you. Let me see. How to pizza. I'm actually looking forward to the pizza one. I actually want to see that one. Okay, this is like how to win a pizza challenge. This one's 8 minutes. They're not relatively long. They're pretty fast. Once we knock this out, we have one last video. It's an anime video. And I was kind of curious on watching this video because it's been making its rounds on the internet. And I kind of want to see people's reactions to this. So let's knock this out and then we'll go that. And then we'll go play Soul Song. Oh, wait, hold on. I keep forgetting it doesn't switch. I hate that shit. Okay. There you go.
Hey everybody, this is Randy Santel, Atlas with foodchallenges.com, and today we're going to discuss how to win a pizza challenge. Now, you guys have already been able to watch our How to Win a Team pizza challenge, and there's going to be a few similarities to this, obviously, since it's a pizza, but for this challenge, we are at Tormina's Pizza and Burrito Joint in Ann Arbor, Michigan, home of Michigan University. We're taking on their 24-inch pizza challenge. Now, I've got 1 full hour to finish this. It's about 6 pounds, and as I said, it's 24 inches in diameter. Now, there's obviously going to be a large variety of pizza challenges that you may encounter when you're checking out the ones around you, but for this one in particular, I was able to choose which toppings, only one, but I was able to split the pizza into either halves, thirds, or fourths, so I went with fourths so that I could maintain a whole lot of variety throughout the challenge so that my palate and my taste buds are always happy. For this challenge, I went with the ones that are easier to eat. It's not all about enjoyment. Yes, you want to enjoy it, but I went with 1/4 green pepper. We've got onions, mushrooms, and then just for some protein and some meat, I went with ham. So I didn't go with anything salty like bacon or even sausage or hamburger or anything like that. But I've got 1 hour to finish this. Let's get it started. Alright, now if I win this thing, I'm going to get the $25 pizza free, and I'll be added to their wall of fame. Only 2 people have been able to finish this challenge, and it is a large one, so I've got my music playing so that I can focus on anything but not this massive pizza in front of me. I'm also, if you can see, I'm on my knees so that I can make full use of my stomach. But for this pizza challenge,
You're on your knees.
all the other ones, I'm going to basically focus on eating the middle with all of the cheese.
Wait,
and the
aren't you
toppings
sitting?
and everything while all of that is hot. Then I will work my way around at the end by finishing the crust, and I'll probably use soda later on. But I've got water to start, so we've got an hour, which is plenty of time, so let's get the challenge started. 1, 2, 3, boom. Alright.
Mike has said, yeah, I haven't seen this one, so I'm caught off guard by that.
That's kind of weird. Wait, did I lose internet? Okay, no, I didn't lose internet. I thought I did.
Now this is more of a, it's not as crispy, so a lot of it should go down, especially now that it's hot. Now with these 2 mushroom slices right here, they're very thin slices, so what I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this, this is just my preference, I'm going to fold them over, keep it neat, and just eat it kind of like a little pizza sandwich. Starting to get full. We're only about 14 and a half minutes in, but I'm not ready to switch to soda yet, so I'm going to help it make it easier on my mind by eating these 2 bigger slices first. Then once I'm done with these, I'll be able to coast because these 2 are thin. Then I'll be able to move on to these crusts. Alright, so basically done with the majority of the first 13 of the 16 slices. Now I've got 3 small ones left, so I've got my diet soda to help get it all down.
Your good to Jesus.
Jorge de Jesus says hi.
Said hi.
What's good, bro?
Alright, about 26 minutes in, I finally got all of the inside down. Now you can have your own preferences, obviously. You don't have to do it exactly like me. Some people, when they're doing pizzas that have a lot more toppings on them, they will choose to do all of the toppings first and then eat most of the crust. I'm not too big into that just because, yeah, it may be good to eat all the toppings, but then you have all that crust, which doesn't really taste good because there's nothing on it. So, but you can obviously do that if you want to, but right now I am really, really full. So I'm basically playing some mind games with myself. I'm gonna make myself think that it's easier than it actually is by basically making a little mini pizza frame with all the crust, and then I will be able to just basically eat it as I go and watch it as the circle gets smaller using the soda to get it down. So obviously you may have your preferences too, but this is what I do, and we've still got plenty of time left and we're gonna get the win. And that is why you start out fast so that you can coast to the finish under 35 minutes. 34 minutes and 32 seconds. Awesome, awesome challenge. I really liked that one because there was a lot more sauce on it, which made it easier to go down. I didn't need to use as much liquid, but the reason that I ate it like that and did the crust last is because it is a lot easier to eat cold crust, which after 34 minutes, all of that crust was very cooled down, and it surely will be if you take almost an hour, but it's a lot easier to eat that cold crust than it is to eat that cold inside, the cheese, the toppings, all of that stuff. So that is basically how to win a pizza challenge by yourself. Now there's a whole lot of variety as far as what kind of pizza challenges you may encounter. They may be smaller diameter but deep dish. They may be larger, 26 inches. Sometimes there's 18 inches. Whole lot of things differ, but it may even be stuffed. So whatever it is, that's basic strategy for how to win that pizza challenge. Thank you guys for watching. Until our
I'll
next
tell you
video,
something. In
this
this
is
America, you
Santa.
can make a tutorial of virtually any fucking thing. I'll tell you something. That's crazy to me. Alright, so we got our last video to do, and then we go play Silk Song after that. So this video, this was a good video. Thank you, Mikey, for saying this. I do appreciate it, bro. I find these very interesting. Not only because I love food, but like they're just interesting to watch and just, you know, turn your brain off and just enjoy it for what it is. Let me see here. So let me see. Okay. So this is a video here by Utterly Noah. He has 30.3 thousand subscribers right now. And I know that this video has been making its rounds. I think It's a Gundam talked about this one time when we did that one video. It says here, the anime men are the biggest anime posers on YouTube, hunting grifty bears. So I guess there's this thing where there's a bunch of anime tourists who are trying to get into the anime space where they know that it's easy money to just react and give their opinion per se on anime shows, and if they give like really shit like takes about them, they know they're gonna get talked about, whether in good or even for praise. So we're gonna see what this is about. So.
Don't want anyone attacking me for what I'm about to say.
Bright Roclos says, "Oh yeah."
Just watch Goku with a tail. I've never seen that before.
Sorry about that.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here!
Alright, well, I'm finally
Bright
talking
Roclos
about
says,
it.
"Here
So
we
if
go."
you've been anywhere on anime YouTube in the last week or so, you've probably heard mention of this infamous channel right here, the Anime Men. Now, who are the Anime Men? You may be asking yourself, and what exactly makes them infamous? Well, the Anime Men is actually...
Oh, I just want to make something very clear. I said anime man. I don't mean Joey. I'm sorry about that, Joey, if you ever see this video, if you even see my videos, which I doubt you'll ever see, but, like, I meant anime men. The Anime Men. I know there's the Anime Man referring to Joey, Aki Dearest's boyfriend. I don't mean him. I'm talking about these group. It's a group of guys named the Anime Men. Just want to make that very clear so there's no confusion on that.
Relatively popular channel with almost 5 million subscribers that supposedly watches anime, as their tagline here says. Gee, I think you should have privated this video from 2 years ago, guys. It kind of shows exactly what you're all about today. Admittedly, if you look over this channel's content, there isn't actually that much regarding specific anime, and more just talking about anime culture and memeing on various things regarding that. And they also have hundreds and hundreds of YouTube shorts that have propelled them to almost 5 million subscribers. And yet they still can't pronounce the plural version of anime correctly. Wow.
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
So you're probably thinking, okay, these guys are a bit cringy, but they can't be that bad, right? They seem like they'd be easily ignorable if you're over the age of 8 and don't need Subway Surfers gameplay next to every video you watch. And for a long time, it seemed that most of anime YouTube agreed with that sentiment. However, one recent video has come out that has really put the Anime Men in hot water and exposed them for a lot of what they really think about anime. This absolute gem of a video right here where they claim that they rank the first episode of every year's most popular anime. But funny enough, it's not really the ranking that people are upset at here. Well, not completely anyway. The big issue that everyone is currently taking with this video is just how blatantly disrespectful it is. They spent half the video on some of the most inspirational and influential anime of all time, and also using cringe terms like looks maxing to appeal to their probably universally Gen Alpha audience while doing it. It is a complete disaster of a video, and you can tell these guys aren't even anime fans. They're anime tourists.
They're tourists. They said it. They said that one with the fro said it. He said he always hated anime. I'm like, why? Why did you hate? You're watching anime for the first time, and you said you always hated it. What did you hate about it? What did you know about it? That shit's so stupid. Like, I don't hate furries. I don't hate furries for what they do, but I don't really fuck with it. I have no problem with it in the sense if they're into furries, that's fine. That's their thing. But I'm not going to say I hate it because I don't know anything about furry culture at all. I know there's some stigmas with it, but then again, I don't think that should be like a whole generalization of that whole fandom in that particular space. That is so dumb to say. Like, oh my god, I hate anime. Why do you hate anime? I don't know, I just hate it. That's such a childish thing to say. It is so childish, it's beyond stupid. Like, only children and teenagers say that stupid shit. We all know someone who has said that one time in their life. Oh, I don't like that person. Why you don't like that person? I don't know, I just don't like them. That is the most dumbest thing anyone can actually say, and sadly we don't check people for that because it's not our problem. So, we just don't really make a big deal about it. Because they're our friend, or whatever case may be. That shit is so stupid.
Is a term used to mock people that might seem like they're fake fans of anime or only into it because it's trendy and popular. Admittedly, the term anime tourist has become more of a buzzword in recent memory, since there are some people who just use it as a way to try to gatekeep new people from enjoying anime, but clearly that's not the case here. These guys are—
I'm not gonna lie, gatekeeping is not that bad. Sometimes gatekeeping is needed because some of these people who come in here just fuck it up for everyone else and then make a whole spectacle of nothing. I'm dead serious.
Anime tourists, take a good look. These guys very clearly do not care where anime started as a medium. One of them straight up admits he didn't even start watching anime till 2020.
There it is! There it is! There it is!
says true.
There it is! What the fuck? That's like, what, 5 years ago? Fuck you. Come on, dude. Literally? Oh, come on. Come on. Like, okay. Let me be frank about something. If you're brand new to a medium, like anime or Marvel comics, Western comics, whatever, and you have very little experience with it, I think if you still want to make videos on these things because you find them interesting or you're passionate to make videos on this particular subject, I think the best thing is to be very cautious. do as much research, because since you don't have the, the natural experience like we did growing up watching anime from like shows we watched from Pokemon, Digimon, so on and so forth, when there was no internet at the time, we just watched these things, right? I would at least, if you're coming into it like 5 years ago or 4 years, or even right now, I think if you're going to watch a show and you want to give a synopsis on it, I think you should research it as much as possible. Research the author, research the manga, research the reasons made, the what your thinks the reasons are behind it. Just do extensive research, because if you come in lukewarm with a lukewarm response, you're going to get a very vicious response from that community. So the best thing to do is, if you're not familiar with a medium, watch the show. If you're still not sure about it, do some research. Ask some people around about the show so far. Try to avoid any spoilers if possible. Be very respectful, you know what I'm saying? Ask people's opinions about it. Don't try gaslight or try to rage bait them or anything like that. Just be very nice and kind, and then you can build on some notes and then work your way up from there, right? I think that is a smarter way of doing it, instead of going in like guns blazing, not really knowing anything about it. You know only like one or two things, or you see one obscene thing and then you use that one obscene thing to generalize the whole like community. That is fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? That is dumb. That is beyond stupid. So what you should do, because you probably just picked the wrong anime that was not for you. You know what I'm saying? You probably picked the wrong show to start off with. I would start off something very, very, first, start with the mainstream stuff, right? And then work your way through the more non-mainstream. I think that will make sense, because you have something to start off with. I don't think you should work with the non-stuff. You can. You might build a following, but it really depends. Like when people started talking about Gacha Kuda, it was in that phase of, I'm not really sure about this, but then again, like the art is kind of cool. Like the art is fucking awesome. So like that's really helping me like keep that in my radar. But it is what it is. So if I was them, I would make it my mission to be as respectful as possible to that community when you're about to make a video. Because remember, once you post that video, it might go viral for the wrong reasons. For the French anime. Yeah, with the French anime, like Wakfu or something. Or Radiant. I think Radiance is produced by Japan. I think it's produced by Japan, but written by a French man. Like, start with those type of shows. Or like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I guess. It's not really, I think they don't consider it an anime. It's kind of in that weird spot of it not and is at the same time. It's like a Western anime. Let's put it that way. It's Western anime. But, it is what it is. So, yeah, just come in respectful. Don't go guns blazing and start making a bunch of accusations of what this is, because you may not have the full context of what that certain archetype is and stuff. Yeah, anime inspired, like Teen Titans. What's another show? I think it was Teen Titans. I guess Steven Universe, but that's not technically anime, but it's very anime inspired. It has a bunch of anime references, Dragon Ball and Final Fantasy and Sailor Moon.
So 2020. Huh, gee, I wonder why that was the year you chose to get into anime finally, buddy. This guy was probably the dude who bullied people for liking anime back in the day.
Yeah, he did.
Likes it purely because of Cloud. What a poser. Now, on the one hand, I actually don't think anime tourists are necessarily a bad thing. I think it's actually good to see a lot more people getting into anime, and especially wanting to experience a lot of the older stuff, or just things they might have missed out on before it became popular. Seeing people get into anime as an art form and getting to experience the best of what it has to offer is actually a really cool thing in my opinion. But that is very clearly not what's going on here at all. These guys don't actually care about having deeper discussions about anime or talking about the stories or characters or the art of it at all. All they see anime as is a vehicle for trendiness and clout. They are some of the biggest anime grifters I have ever seen. So today we're going to look at this video, discuss a lot of the very clear red flags with it, and also talk about why this kind of anime tourism is really bad in general. So after giving us the premise for this video, they start with the 1960s era of anime, and even here, right off the bat, there are already so many red flags.
We're starting with this. It's on YouTube and it's 35 seconds long.
You know what they're actually trying to do? They're trying, I forgot what the group was. It was like a bunch of black guys. I forgot their names. But they had some. It was in the 2010s when they was not making fun of anime, but they was making fun of like tropes in anime. The one when they was fighting and scuffling in front of the house. I forgot what their names. It was the dude who says pause. I forgot his name, but he's pretty funny, and his crew is pretty funny. They did a bunch of anime references and anime focused stuff, like anime. They did the one anime skit where that one kid who knows everything about anime but doesn't know how to socialize right. He'll say like a bunch of like
Brightroclose says RDC World.
RDC World? Okay, that was them. So RDC World, I think what they're trying to do is do what they did in the 2010s or like mid to late 2010s and try to get away with this, but it's not going to work because that's already been done. So they can't just say, "Oh, I watched anime with my friends and did a bunch of reactions." X, Y, Z. No, but we've seen that thousands of times. Now people are looking for the genuineness in that, and people can detect genuineness pretty well. I think 80%, 85% of the time. So we all know this is gonna come off extremely grifter-ish or stupid.
Crack. That fight seems crack. It was 30 seconds. It was about some sushi chef with like octopus arms. That anime is F tier.
Somehow, despite the first recorded anime instant history being only 35 seconds as they put it, they're on their phones for the entirety of it. You just can't
there it is.
This up. These guys are incredibly brain rotted. And just right off the bat here, they already show they're not even equipped to talk about older anime at all. Obviously, older anime isn't going to be up to the standards of today's anime and the stuff they're probably used to, but you should at least pay reference to where the medium all started to begin with. And they just
there it is. Gotta do your research.
F tier instantly without really elaborating why they think it should be in the F tier, apart from the superficial reason that they found it quote unquote boring. They even do this to Astro Boy, for crying out loud.
This very thing is the very reason why people say, "Oh, when is the next tutorial you're gonna put out? Why is it taking you so long to make it?" Because I'm doing my research. I don't want to post something and then I have to make another video apologizing on why the video wasn't up to snuff of what it was supposed to be based on a tutorial. Even a tutorial, you need some form of research because you're giving advice to people on the internet and you don't want that to be bad advice that could end up biting you in the ass. Even though it's just art and art is subjective to a degree, there is still some rules you must have to follow and understand to apply these things. So when I'm working on my tutorial, like I'm not very good at composition. So because composition is not in my highest aspects of expertise, I'm doing everything in my power to watch video after video, research after research, even probably read a book or two on it, look at some films, theories type stuff, because composition comes in film as well, and you can apply those onto your artwork in different ways and stuff. So this is why research is very important. You should do your research before you do anything, before you post anything, so you don't look like a total asshat saying things that doesn't make any sense, or it may be contradictory or anything like that. So you don't have that one person or a bunch of people heckling you in the comments and saying you're a moron. So, because the most important thing you can ever have as a content creator, and anyone, or whether you're a business, is having that genuine trust with your audience. And if you lost your trust with your audience, you just pretty much just fucked your whole shit. That's the last thing you want to do. I'm looking at you, Nintendo, and I'm definitely looking at you, Disney, and Marvel Comics, and DC Comics. And I'm looking at all y'all. You fuck faces.
Looney Tunes ass fall. He's abandoning his son, and then it's literally just like, it's like, come on.
So, Astro Boy from 1963.
I give it an absolute bottom of the barrel F tier.
F tier, bottom.
Oh my god.
Imagine dissing one of the most foundational and iconic pieces of anime ever just because you thought it was Looney Tunes-esque. I will say, as an anime and really as a piece of media, something like Pluto far does outdo Astro Boy, but it's important to recognize just how foundational Astro Boy was for getting anime more popular in the West. Crapping on Astro Boy for the superficial reason of it being too cartoonish for their taste honestly just makes these guys look like uneducated jerks.
Big X.
Man, big dookie, bro.
Big stinky, bro.
Like, bro, you're telling me people used to watch this?
I'm actually upset that I watched it.
But it was just beyond bad. Like, this anime shouldn't have been made, bro.
But what about it was bad?
It was from 1964. They're Bro's right. This dude's right. Otter's right. You're comparing something that came in 1964, where animation was extremely limited, to something like a Demon Slayer. What are you doing? What That's like literally comparing a baby to an athlete and getting mad at the baby for not being on the same level of that as the athlete. Like, what are you doing? And the irony in this, without the baby, the athlete would have never existed in the first place. That's the irony in this. What is happening?
Anything here. It's like these guys think that if they give any proper analysis of the media they're analyzing, if they're even capable of that, then their Gen Alpha audience will just turn off the video, which is really sad.
Next anime we're watching is from Jungle Taiti Kimba the White Lion.
It starts off with a looks-maxing white lion that rules a jungle.
Wow, looks maxing. Great analysis there, guys. You're really the Patrick H. Williams of anime. And these guys are so uneducated.
Why do I have a feeling that Kimba the White Lion they're going to bring up something about racism? Something about racism is going to come up with this, I bet you.
On anime that they can't even make the joke about the Lion King supposedly being a ripoff of Kimba. Admittedly, that joke is a little overdone at this point, but man, it would still be better than this.
Alright guys, we're watching Doro Doro, whatever the hell it's called. Just off starting with some
Whatever the hell it's called.
Animation.
This one was okay.
This one wasn't bad. It had promise.
It did have promise.
Watching it, you could definitely see where a lot of modern anime things come from.
What, you didn't see that in Astro Boy too? I swear, these guys just don't get it. Maybe if you hadn't been on your phone the entirety of watching Astro Boy, you would have seen a lot of modern anime stuff in there too. Also, they say this later in the video, but apparently they've been watching everything on 2x speed, which is just insane to me.
What? They're watching at 2x speed? We're so fucked. Bro, we're so fucked. Like, they're watching it in 2x speed. They don't have enough brain cells or at least enough attention span. That's the problem. This is why TikTok has to go. It has to go. I'm dead serious. I'm not even kidding. I don't give a fuck. I'm on this thing. This is why TikTok has to go, bro. This is sad. We have fucked our young people. They can't watch a old anime. Old, and most of them are not long. They're like 10 minutes. They're literally like 10 minutes. I don't even think a full 15, not even 20. I think like 10 to 5 minutes long. From the 70s. 1964 anime. They can't, and remember, it's very limited, so it's not a long. It's not a long, like, shows. They're not long. So for the fact that they have to put on 2x speed, and then make a judgment on that 2x speed video, from something that's made in 1964, that has limited animation. That is crazy, dude. Lupin the Third, one of my favorites. Yeah, Lupin the Third goes hard.
Watch a full 22-minute episode of a TV show without it being on 2x speed. They probably needed Minecraft gameplay to go with it too.
Next anime we're watching is Lupin the Third.
Yeah, we recognize this character, and we're giving this anime a little bit more respect, so we're only gonna put it at 1.5x speed.
Wow, how generous of you.
Only because they recognize it.
1.5 speed instead of 2x speed. Clearly the gold standard for anime viewing here. Funny enough, this actually isn't the only anime ranking video to get some controversy this year. For those who may not know, there was actually a video by a user named Kimbo Slice that debuted earlier this year that caused a lot of controversy as well, much like this one. Most people's problem with that video was that Kimbo didn't really go over much of the anime at all that he was covering, and he covered about 11 hours worth of anime. However, despite its extreme length, this video did come under a lot of fire since a lot of people found it kind of misleading since he doesn't really review the anime that he talks about in each segment. Heck, each quote-unquote review is barely a minute long sometimes. So while that video is bad for other reasons, honestly, I think even that's better than this. While there isn't much real analysis in that video either, there's still more of it than in this one. At least you could tell for the most part that Kimbo Slice had watched most of the anime he was discussing and not just on his phone during the first episode of it. It just boggles my mind that these bozos can't even handle a 22-minute first episode of an anime. This generation is so cooked, I swear to God.
Wait,
told you.
What do we have? What is that? What is that, Jeremy? Color! We have color! You know, it was in color. I was hoping for something good. And then... Okay, Jeremy.
This is stupid.
Guys, Devilman, animation was pretty good for it being so old, except the one problem was just how bad the characters and the overall story was.
It was bad.
It was bad.
Okay, well, what was bad about them? What didn't you like about the characters? What didn't you like about the story?
Yeah.
It's
This
like
is
these guys
this
need
is
to
where
talk
when
about-
people come into the stream, whether they see my artwork or not, and says, "This is horrible." Okay, what makes it horrible? And if they say anything of the contrary, saying anything like, "Oh, it's horrible because I think it looks bad," or say something like, I think it's horrible because I don't like it," this is a stupid person. That is not a critique. That is not a critique. A critique is when you say, "Oh, I don't think the drawing looks nice." Okay, what doesn't make the drawing looks nice? Well, for starters, I think the gesture's off a little bit here. The foreshortening on this particular leg seems a little bit too foreshortened. And I think the overall logic of it in it doesn't make a lot of sense. And it doesn't make sense on here, and here. And where the character's thumb is being placed doesn't make sense either. There you go. You gave me specific reasons of what's wrong with it. You didn't just say, "I don't like it because, well, I don't like it." That you just said the same thing twice. You didn't elaborate. You didn't get anywhere close to give me a clear cut of why you don't like it. You just say you don't like it. It goes back to equivalent of saying, "Oh, I don't like that person. Why? I just don't like them." You know nothing about them at all, but you don't like them. You don't even say they're like ugly or anything. You just literally say you just don't like them. That is beyond mental illness.
On words like characters and story without actually elaborating on what those mean for them means that they've actually properly reviewed the anime, which no, they haven't. What do you guys want, a gold star? You're not getting it. One of you was literally asleep the whole time. How do you expect people to take you seriously as anime creators?
Chodenji machine volts got into it fast. Aliens invaded the Earth and the world was ending in the first episode, bro. And honestly, I can't tell you what the characters' names were and anything else about the show.
Because you were on your phone, you clown! If these guys were actually interested in learning about the history of anime, then I wouldn't be as hard on them, but clearly they just don't care. They're very clearly just biding their time till they get to anime from the 2010s, which is probably the only stuff they know about anyway. Honestly, it would be nice to see them actually elaborate on some of these animes so that if their audience is curious about one, then they can actually decide if they want to see it or not. But this tells you nothing at all. This is perhaps the worst video ever to actually watch for anime recommendations.
What the fuck is this?
Guys, me and Jeremy have an announcement. That was the best anime ever so far.
Oh my god, these people are horrible. This is horrible. This makes this hard to watch. I'm not even kidding. Jesus Christ, this is hard to watch.
Insane animation for how old it was. Insane. Great dub voice acting.
Great dub voice
Oh
acting.
my gosh,
And
like
also-
the dub voice acting is perfect.
Yeah.
Fusion Conan, you're going straight to A tier.
Why am I not surprised that these guys don't even bring up the fact that Hayao Miyazaki directed this
Brightro
series?
Close says hang in
the
their
founder
teeth.
of Studio Ghibli and arguably
And I'm really fighting it, bro. I'm not even kidding. I'm getting somewhat heated by this because it's people like this ruin shit like this, and they wondering why the West is the way they are. It's people like this fuck it all up for everyone else. That's what makes it. Oh fuck.
The thing is, though, these guys would have to actually read to find that out, and they're not gonna do that, clearly. They're too busy doing cringy dances to the theme song and screaming. I think also one of the biggest issues I have with how this list was put together that I haven't really seen a lot of other people talking about is that they all each watch these anime separately. Rather than all these guys watching the anime together and pooling their thoughts together, it's just two of them each watching each anime on this list and then just making some dumb jokes. So it doesn't even feel like they all came to a consensus on what they think on these anime. And apparently they hate all mecha anime too, since most of them have ended up in F tier for some reason.
Yes, there it is. That tells me already that they're full of shit. All of them do not like the mecha anime at all. Now, I'm not saying they have to like it, but the fact that they put all of them in F tier is some bullshit. All of them? All of them? Did you even put Gundam, like, G Gundam in there? Did you put Eureka 7? Did you put they probably, like he said, he probably put all the ones that's from 2010 and then give them. They didn't even put Fully Cool in there. Nah, bro, this is stupid. These are dumbasses. I'm sorry. That's wild. Because fuck it. They're just only focusing on the stuff that they recognize from memes and from the 2010s. He's right. That's all they're doing. They're just focusing on the things that they already know from the internet. Anything from that, these are tourists. This is why you don't let these tourists in. Because they only know what they know based on the internet by just pure chance. But anything beyond that, they don't know jack shit. I bet you, they don't even know the names of those characters in there from the what do you call it, the something star, we call it North Star, Fist of the North Star. I'm pretty sure they don't know most of the characters in there.
I'm just gonna let that moment speak for itself there. I can't believe these guys are acting so performatively over a meme that everybody knows and has been dead forever now.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what's wild to me. I can get it. I can get why some people may not like Gundam Wing. I get it. It's really political. I get it. And there's a lot of talking, per se. But, like, there's fucking Code Geass. Like, yes, they have mechs, and yes, there's some political stuff in it, but mainly it's about what Lelouch can do with his eye. So it has magic in it. It has mecha in it. So, like, you don't have to be, like, a mecha fan, per se, to know what the fuck is going on, right? It's, like, it's a pretty simple premise to a degree. Disgruntled prince wants revenge on his royal family. He gets a magical eye that makes people do what he wants when he tells them to. It's in the far future where there's mechs running around. And he can use his mech, and he has people use mechs to fight for him or fight himself. Pretty simple premise from that point. G Gundam, just like what Mikey said, is literally a wrestling, fighting robot.
Still think there are good mecha anime out there.
Yeah, you don't have to be a super fan. You can point at least one or two animes that you've seen that has mechs in it or has mech inspired things in it and like it. There's Fully Cooley, there's Gurren Lagann, there's what's that? There's I wouldn't call it a mech. It's more like sci-fi. There's I'm not gonna count that. I was gonna say Cyberpunk, but I don't think that's a great idea. There's Eureka 7. What's another one I can... There's Metabots. How do you not like Metabots, bro? Like, literally, Metabots is literally Pokemon robots. How do you not like that? Fuck these kids. I'm dead serious. Like, I'm dead serious. I'm getting hated. Like, that's how stupid this conversation is. How do you not like Metabots? Metabots is literally Pokemon robots. G Gundam is literally what Mikey said, wrestling robots. Like, I'm pretty sure these kids have seen that Hugh Jackman movie when he's fighting robots, where he's in the wrestling ring and you control the robot and you punch each other. It's literally the toy thing. I forgot what it's called. Oh, there's like Megalo boxing. I forgot, Megalo something mania. I don't think that's technically mecha, but it has sci-fi elements in it. Real Steel. There you go, Real Steel. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, and there's that one anime. I forgot. It's a mecha anime. Fuck. It's like a... Fuck, hold on. I'll look it up real quick. I know where I'm... It starts with an R, but hold on. I'll go check it out.
You know what time it is? Dragon Ball time. Dragon Ball time. Dragon Ball. I don't want anyone attacking me for what I'm about to say, but what the hell did I just watch? Goku with a tail. I've never seen that before.
What?! I'm done. I don't think I can finish this video, guys. I'm sorry, I don't think I can finish this video.
Artextric says, here we go.
I'm gonna cry. What? You have never seen... Oh, there's Evangelion. I forgot that one. And then there's oh, what's that one anime with the sword? It's a mecha anime. It's like a magic mecha anime where it's like a giant mech, but it has a sword and a cape. Oh, and the protagonist has like a black hair. I forgot his name. I'll find it. But like, Jesus Christ, I don't think I can finish this This is making me mad. Oh, there's fucking Darling in the Franxx. If you're like a girl who likes romance, you might like that, even though the ending is abysmal. But then again, like, you might like that.
Malunky said original Dragon Ball was really funny.
It was, and dude said, I have never seen this anime before of Goku small and with a tail. You have never seen Goku with a tail? Are you kidding me? It's literally in the first episode in Dragon Ball Z. Oh no, not first episode. It was Gohan. Gohan had a tail in the first one. I think they took his tail after the fact. My bad, I said the wrong thing. But like, Jesus Christ.
Said these dudes are just not real.
I said the wrong thing, my bad. This is not real. This is not real. This is pissing me off. I'm like, what the fuck?
Your channel is called The Anime Men. Your tagline says, we watch anime. And yet, you didn't know that Goku had a tail to start with in
It must be.
Dragon Ball.
This is the most wildest thing I've ever heard. This is the most wildest thing I've ever heard. It makes no sense. He said I've never seen Goku with a tail. Are you fucking okay?
You guys deserve to be laughed out of every anime expo you go to going forward. The incompetence is unreal here. It's also weird because they claim they've only seen Dragon Ball Z, but there are flashbacks of Goku with
a tail. Yeah. Yes.
So
Yes.
did you not watch anything then? Given everything we've seen so far, it's looking pretty likely.
Yes, he hit it on the head. These are the individual men who make fun. Oh, there's Ghost in the Shell. Well, Ghost in the Shell has mecha influences, but I don't think there's a situation where the main character's in a giant mech, but there are mechs, like entities that's running around and stuff like that. You can use that as a form of mecha somewhat. It has mecha inspired stuff in it, I guess. But yeah, like fuck, this is weird. This is a weird thing. This is why gatekeeping is needed. And I know that sounds evil, but gatekeeping is literally needed. You need to keep these people out because they fuck it up for everyone else. And then they get shocked at what they see. And then they say, oh, this is weird, guys. What is this? I didn't get into this. I'm like, bro, come on, dude. Are you kidding me?
Said there's guilty crown count. It's but they still fight with mechs.
If they fight with mechs, then yeah.
I love Ghost in the Shell. The Tashiban are fierce yet adorable spider tanks.
Yes, they're so cute. They're round blue spider tanks. I think some of them are in other colors if I remember right, but I mainly remember one in the blue. And the song is goated. If you guys know the Ghost in the Shell song, that is still a goat song. It just is what it is. That used to play on Adult Swim. That went crazy hard. But I don't know, man. This is pissing me off. This video is definitely going on the reaction channel. I'm dead serious.
It's insane. One of the most iconic and influential works in all of anime in D tier. Let that sink in. You guys truly
Retro
do
Glow
not
says
deserve the
facts.
title of the anime.
Oh, and Zoids. I forgot Zoids. I keep forgetting about Zoids. And Zoids, boy. Come on. Come on.
You know, Sailor Moon's very glazed. You know, I feel like girls growing up because they watch this. Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest, it looks dookie. Like we're too old for this now.
It looks dookie.
Wow, okay, so you're putting...
It looks dookie. It looks we're too old for this. Bro, this show is older than most of you in the room. Bro, most of these shows are older than most of you in the fucking room. Are you talking? Oh my god, this is horrible. This is why, oh my god, the internet is the horriblest thing that ever happened to young people.
Sailor Moon, perhaps the most popular shoujo anime in history in C tier? That should be an instant S tier. Also, saying Sailor Moon's style is dookie is crazy to me because that's one of the most iconic anime styles of all time.
And you know what's funny? The otter here, he's goated. The narrator that we're listening to from this YouTube channel, he's pretty goated because you see what he just said? Most famous shoujo anime of all time. He didn't say magical girl. Yes, they have magical girls in it. That's the outfit and stuff. But it's not the first and most popular. It's that old anime. I forgot what it's called with the girl with the horns and she has green hair and she's wearing those the bikini. She was the original magical girl, I believe.
If you show anyone any character from Sailor Moon, even if it's not the main Sailor Scouts themselves, they're probably going to be able to tell you it's from that show because that style is iconic. How are you not getting this?
Evangelion lovers, don't get mad at me. I love Evangelion. That first episode.
Bro said he loves Evangelion, but he has never seen Goku in with no tail. I call fucking cap on this one. And remember, he's watching these shows in 2x speed, so I know for a fact he didn't watch this show because there's some moments in the show it's really like boring and slow. There's no way he watched this. There's no way.
I only have one thing to say about Evangelion, and that's Misato. I can't lie, the best part about the episode is holy gyat, bro. Is her name Misato? She's so bad.
We still saying fucking gyat?
Brawl Game said hi.
We're still saying that fuck shit? You kids are still saying gyat still? That shit is so mental ill.
Blur and doesn't really set up anything until the end, and it doesn't really get anything done. Without Misato, this would be lower, but it is going in the C tier.
You need to shut the up.
Okay, so I think this ranking on its own is emblematic of so many of the problems with this video in general. Admittedly, they are showing their hand a bit already by glazing Misato as quote-unquote the only good part of the first episode of Evangelion, but also saying that it doesn't set anything up is insane.
What, you hate it? Hey, what? Evangelion?
Everything up for the series to follow. The first episode literally opens on an angel attack and Nerve responding to it and Shinji running from it. And it's not long after that we meet Misato and get a whole synopsis of what Nerve is about, or at least what the show wants you to know about Nerve at that point in time.
Okay, so you're saying then. You're saying. If you don't say it, I'm not referring to you. So if I say y'all still saying gat, if you're not saying it, I'm not referring to you. People who still say it, ironically, if they're saying it unironically to be funny, it's not funny. Or gyat. Because like fucking I can't even blame Kai for that. Because that was just a literal reaction. I can't even blame him for that. That was not even a word. People just ran with it, which is strange. It's one of those moments where the internet just ran with something that was not even intended to be a thing. I can't blame Kai for that. I cannot.
Ray in this episode and also show a lot of the strained relationship between Shinji and his dad. How in the world does that first episode not set up anything? The plot completely went over these goobers' heads.
Alright guys, Detective Conan is done. Jeremy? I don't know about you. Guys,
these
if you wanna
idiots.
watch some detective work, how about you deduce the fact that Detective Conan is not that good? C tier.
Oh, really?
I bet you these idiots have never watched Law and Order, CVU, or whatever the fuck that thing called, Criminal Minds. I'm pretty sure they watch none of this shit. The show that the thing we're reacting to right now, the guy who we're watching is called, what's his name? It's called Utter. We just found him today, so I'm not an avid watcher of him. So, his name is Utterly Noah. We're reacting to Utterly Noah by his reaction to these, the anime men, not the anime man, not Joey, but the anime men. These grifters who are trying to use anime to segue their way into fame. So that's what's happening here. I saw them at first when It's a Gundam did the video on it. I thought it was going to be like a one and done thing, but it seems like it's been popping up everywhere, from It's a Gundam to Aki Dearest and now this dude. It was the first thing that popped up, so I clicked it because I liked the thumbnail. So when I clicked the thumbnail, here we are. So this is crazy. I don't know how this is sad.
Also has an episode that sets everything up perfectly, also is C tier. This episode sets up the entire main cast and also shows Shinichi's relationship with each of them and then shows him transforming into a kid. This literally does set up the entirety of the rest of the series here. Can't believe they're doing my boy Conan like this. Also, interestingly enough, the year following this, they called Berserk the most popular anime of that year and actually give it a good review, but the thing is, the most popular anime of that year was Pokemon, by far, not Berserk. How did you guys not know that Pokemon came out this same year? That is not only the more popular anime of the year, it's the most popular anime of all time.
I finally got Full Metal Alchemist. I was expecting something that was going to be good, and it actually met my expectations and Cade's. We get more of like world building aspect of the first episode compared to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where there's more action right in the beginning.
I played this dude who was literally on his laptop during the first episode of Full Metal Alchemist. But I guess the action alone give it an A tier, right? Sure. They probably just want a goon to win knowing them.
Gurren Lagann. The first episode of Gurren Lagann starts with main characters Simone and Kamina, which is located beneath the surface.
Wait, rewrite that
in some
again?
tunnel. Eventually, both of the main characters discover a way out through the help of a large monster and a very alluring character in Yoko Littner. This, along with one of the best messages in anime, clearly brings this anime at the top of the A tier category.
Okay, first of all, Yoko is 14 at the start of Gurren Lagann, and here you are playing with yourself on camera.
What the hell?
Obviously, these guys weren't trying to hide the gooderisms before at all, but now they're just straight up jacking off on camera in their own
Brightro
video.
Glows says
Could've
crazy
at least
work.
edited that out to
What the hell? Bro, what is this? What is this? What is this? What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know what to say to this.
Brawl Game said, bro, that is a prod.
Bro, what the fuck? I can't, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Brawl Game said she's 14.
Yeah, she is 14. She is 14. Oh, fuck. Like, it's one. Bro, you did not know the camera was in front of you? Like, I don't care if you're saying you're itching yourself or some stupid shit. You don't see yourself on the camera? Go to the bathroom. Pause the camera. Go to the bathroom. What are you doing? What are we doing? Oh my god.
But you didn't. And now everybody can see you gooning on camera. Both the laziness and the creepiness and the horniness is just unreal here. Instead of rubbing your schlong, you should try rubbing two brain cells together.
On to the next, Sword Art Online. Me and him have both seen the first episode. We've actually seen the anime.
But this episode's fire.
It brings you in. It was like the first like isekai that like really banged. So you know, it started
It's
everything.
the original isekai.
It's iconic, bro.
Well, we're gonna get copyrighted, so it's.
Oh yeah.
Y'all know.
What? Oh god. This is why research is very important. I do not think... I'm just gonna say on a limb, it is not the first isekai. What the fuck? This is why... Oh, these young... If anything close to Sword Art Online was called Dot Hack Sign. And that was in the early 2000s.
Brawl Game said, I don't like him. Why is he beating his meat?
I don't know. I don't like him. I don't like him either. That was fucking weird. I don't know why he did that. That shit wild.
The Samurai said, does Sao even count as isekai?
That's where that's a very weird one because like yes and no. I think it's kind of like in that in between because since they can jump in, jump out. Because if we can call something like SAO and Dot X Sign at isekai, I would call it mid isekai because it's in between they can jump between the real world and the fantasy world. Because if we can do that, then I guess you can say Digimon is a Blue Los.
Ryuga Samurai said, wait, does Inuyasha count?
Yes, Inuyasha does count, I believe. I think it's just a person going to another world. I don't think they have to be permanently there. So I guess you can call it isekai. Like you can call it SAO, Sword Art Online, Inuyasha, even Digimon as an isekai. Because it makes sense, right? Because no one said you got isekai doesn't mean you have to die. You know what I'm saying? You're just in a different world. Like I guess you can say Mirror, romance and something, if you know what I'm talking about with the main character Genta and his hammer that talks. So we're doing an animation study. So I'm trying to get this animation study right so I can have this girl swing this sword. So we got one, hold on. And then once we get that, we'll import this into, I might import this into Rough Animator and see if we can get her swinging the sword. So I don't waste time. 1, 2, 3. Oh, are you? So I'm going to try to import this like 1, 2, 3. And then we'll have the final one. That'll be the 4th one. But I won't be able to do it now because after this video, we're going to go play Hollow Knight.
It sets up the plot perfectly. It's better than Fairy Tail, so I put it in the A tier.
It's better than Fairy Tail. Oh my god! Bro, I don't even like Fairy Tail, and I know that's bullshit. That is bullshit. These people need to be arrested for this shit. Get the fuck up out of here. He's out. Get him out. Put him on the bench. He's out. He's out. He's out. Out. Are you serious? Oh no. No.
The samurai said I doubt it.
Bro, he said that this is better than Fairy Tail. Are you kidding me?
Sword Art Online is better than.
Bro, I don't even like fucking Fairy Tail. No, that's a fucking lie.
Better than Angel Beats, which I skipped over their segment on that, but they put that in the D tier. Better than Dragon Ball. Better than Detective.
Oh, they put yo.
The samurai said the first episode.
Bro, they put Angel Beats at D tier, bro. What are we doing? No. No. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. This is like giving a monkey a gun. What are you doing? They put Angel Beats at D tier, bro. On the first episode. What? Oh my god.
Better than Sailor Moon. You have got to be kidding me. Sword Art Online
These are
isn't even the best isekai if we want to consider it an isekai. Things like Re:Zero or Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah, they'll time you out with caps.
Reincarnated as a slime are far better. I just can't with these guys. I'm kind of glad these guys don't talk about Steins Gate or Monster in this video because I'd probably crash out even harder than I already am.
I am. No matter what you want to say about the later part of Tokyo Ghoul anime, the first episode of season 1 is actually really good. Banger. We should make a new tier. The awesome Ultra Double S Plus tier. It's going in that tier because Tokyo Ghoul is that good.
No, they're sucking that off because it's what they recognize and everyone knows the songs. Let's just call it for what it is. They're not doing that because they actually think it's good. They're doing that because they recognize it's popular. That's the only reason. And I don't mean like popular like Dragon Ball popular. Like it's just recently popular. That's the only reason why they put that at whatever tier they put it at. Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
According to these guys, somehow Tokyo Ghoul is better than Cowboy Bebop. Honestly, maybe a hot take, but Tokyo Ghoul isn't even better than Sailor Moon, which they put in C tier, mind you. It's not that good, bro. The one thing that everyone remembers from Tokyo Ghoul is the opening theme song, and not
I know, but this has to go on the reaction channel, sadly, so we have to do this.
On its own. Tokyo Ghoul was very much a flavor of the month anime when it came out. Obviously, if you like Tokyo Ghoul, more power to you, but it's very clear these guys just like it because it was probably one of the first anime they ever saw, which is kinda sad.
Alright, Horimiya, we just finished it, and you know what I gotta say? We both have already watched the first. You actually read the whole manga, so.
And guess what?
He's lying.
Horimiya fans, you guys need a life. I'm sorry, I get it. You want a Cade Ward type. You want the cool piercings, bro. You want the good bod, bro. You want the little skin, you know the abs, But you're not getting anything out of this. There's no substance.
It's Gooner for girls, bro.
It is. It's girl Gooner.
I find it real funny that you guys are calling Horiyami fans shallow when
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
You guys have for these anime here is if it has key jingling fight scenes or girls you can goon to. I don't know, man. Doesn't sound like the Horiyami fans are the shallow ones there.
Now it's time for Chainsaw Man.
Okay, so Chainsaw Man I would not say was the most popular anime of 2022. I personally actually do like Chainsaw Man a decent amount, and I'm looking forward to the Resi Arc movie, but the most popular anime of that year was definitely Spy Family. Spy Family was everywhere, and Chainsaw Man was in a lot of places too, but Spy Family very clearly was the anime that was everywhere. Honestly, I don't think it's even much of a contest here. I feel like these guys are just going by AI or something to determine what the most popular anime of each year is here for this list.
Just one episode of Free Run, Jeremy! One episode of Free Run! You just need to watch Free Run. Everyone loves Free Run. Everyone loves Free Run, okay? Okay?
What's going on?
Alright, Jeremy. We're on our last episode. 2024.
Lord Game said, bro, can we go back to Wayne Greeners to Wayne Greens?
How we feeling?
Why in the world are you
Ryu the
freaking out about
Samurai
watching
said,
the
"Teach
first
reminder
episode
they're
of
judging the
Frieren
whole
like it's
anime
torture
off
or
of the first
something?
episode."
Frieren is topping my
That's
list.
yeah, yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. They're just judging off the first episode. Yeah, yeah. So the premise, for those who don't know, who are walking in and seeing this, these idiots are making judgments on these animes based on their first episode. So they're going through several anime, and they're watching their first episode, and then they make a judgment on the anime in general. They don't watch the whole season. They don't watch like any of the seasons. They watch the first episode and then move on to the next anime, and then they make a judgment on said first episode, saying it's either C tier or of the show itself, C tier or A tier. That's the most craziest thing I've ever seen. Can we excuse the crappy list movie? I wish. These are grifters who haven't never seen the shows before. These are kids who are just started watching it on. One of them admitted it. He said he hasn't watched anime for the first time until 2020. I think it was 2020, around the pandemic era. So when that pandemic was happening, this kid was introduced to anime. But I'm pretty sure before that, when anyone mentioned anything about anime, he probably rejected it as fast as possible because he thought it was weird or stupid or it wasn't for him. But as soon as he got locked into his room and his friends probably recommended anime to watch because he had nothing else to do, he watched it and then liked at least one or two of it and thought he could start an anime channel with his stupid friends who never watched it either. And then when they do, they make whatever judgment on the first episode, which the premise is alright, I guess. Watching a first episode of an anime premise for a video is alright, but you have to come into it with care because it's the literal first episodes. Not every first episode is gonna be a fucking banger, people. Like when you watch the first 3 episodes of Death Note, it's pretty slow. I think 3 or 4 episodes, or 2. I think 2 or 3. I think 2 to 3 episodes is very slow, building up everything up to what happens when Light learns of the book and what it does. Anime, I ate no gooner. Then COVID comes in and it all changes, right? It's crazy to me.
These guys constantly have to be so performative and key juggle their audience with random antics like this, even when talking about universally beloved anime. It is so painful and obnoxious to watch. It's like if Mr. Beast's channel was full of fake anime fans.
Correct.
Okay, no way was Solo Leveling the most popular anime of 2024. Pretty sure Dandadan was the show that stuck with a lot more people. Also, it's by far the better crafted show here. Also, it's weird to me because these guys have a short on their channel where they talk about how Dandadan was done dirty by Solo Leveling at the Anime Awards. So clearly they are aware of this, but they just don't care, I guess? Are they just rage baiting at this point, or do they just forget about this short? I don't even know anymore.
Okay, now we're gonna all debate what's the best first episode and come to an agreement of what it is.
After much debate, we have come to the agreement that the best first episode of the century is Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh my god.
These guys just put Tokyo Ghoul as the best anime of the entire century. Which, by the way, this isn't even an entire century of anime. This is 60 years they're covering here. But even if we just went with the 21st century, or heck, even just the 2010s, there is no way Tokyo Ghoul is the greatest anime out of all that. Are you really telling me that Tokyo Ghoul has a better opening than Cowboy Bebop, Evangelion, Sailor Moon, Frieren, Detective Conan, Chainsaw Man, Gurren Lagann, One Piece, One Punch Man, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Berserk, plus many, many more? You have got to be kidding me. With the final 3 they end up picking here, Attack on Titan, Death Note, and Tokyo Ghoul, it is so clear they're biased towards newer anime. Although Death Note is definitely really good. But these guys definitely couldn't tell you why it's good. These are the guys that call themselves the anime men, and they've even held panels at Anime Expo. Apparently these—
Are you fucking serious? No way! No way! Now that just proves that there's too many of these tourists in the fucking space. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No way! They had a panel at Anime Expo and was able to do this. No way! Oh, this shit is rigged. This shit is rigged! No, this makes no sense. Oh my god, dude, I don't even consider myself an anime connoisseur like that, and I know these people don't belong up there.
I said rolling on the floor
Oh hell no! This is some bullshit! Now Gundam, It's a Gundam was right! Oh my god, bro was right! It's a Gundam was right! These people need to be gatekeeped like almost instantly. Are you kidding me? There was an Anime Expo with a shit tier list like this? Oh my god, you make IGN look like they know what they're doing. What the fuck? Are you... No, man. No, man. This is over. It's over. We're so fucked. Anime is fucked. It's people like this who gets in and then they... Oh my god.
To be fair, but I'm kind of curious if I had gone and what their audience would have looked like. I kind of imagine all those people would have been on their phones too. Like, I didn't really care for Kinbo Slice's anime ranking video either, but man, even this is better than that still. At least with Kimbo's video, you could tell he wasn't so blatantly an anime tourist and he actually had watched the things he was discussing. These guys just don't care. They only got into anime past 2020 because it was trendy. Again, like I said at the start of this video, I'm not really into gatekeeping at all, so if these guys want to get into anime and maybe learn more about it, that would be great. But it's so obvious they don't care about that because they keep disrespecting classic
No. Yeah, I'm for the gatekeeping because to a degree, because the problem with this is people like this take advantage of your kindness of trying to bring more people into space. And when these people get in, they don't give a fuck about the medium. They give a fuck about getting clout. That's all they care about. If there was no money in it like that, they will not watch it. They will not care about this. Even if it was in the 2020s, they will not care. They do not give a flying shit. That's wild, dude.
Pieces of anime, just glazing newer ones that are popular. They also don't bother to say anything at all about each piece of anime here. Their commentary just constantly boils down to making dumb jokes or gooning over women. It's so obvious that they aren't anime fans at all. These guys are just grifters through and through. They're honestly some of the worst griftly bears I've had to cover on this channel before, I think. It was so hard to get through their entire video just because of how cringeworthy it was. I'm gonna repeat the point I made before about anime tourists on their own not really being a bad thing. But I think this honestly goes even beyond just being an anime tourist. This is just being an anime grifter. And the response to this video from many other people obviously has not been pretty at all.
We have come to the agreement that the best first episode of the century is Tokyo Ghoul.
You call yourselves anime fans. Your name is The Anime Men.
Okay, I got this toy sword. I'm going to question life choices now.
That's what these anime tourists, at least from what I have seen online, claim. You know, they think that they have entered this space and gone and looked around and gone, hey, everything that is like not epic fights and shonen and amazing animation and hype doesn't fall under what I constitute.
Correct. I said this a few weeks ago. It's people who are just exposed to the mainstream thing because it's what's corporately popular and approved, that once they walk outside that gate, oh my god, they have a whole like epiphany that everything needs to change. Like they turn to super Karens almost instantly, which is the irony because yes, the shonen thing did a great job in the anime space, but without the other stuff outside of that, anime would not be anime for where it is. That's the problem. These people are fucking grifter tourists. They don't know what they're doing. They're just here for the clout. Even when they say about all the stuff that they don't like, it's a form of grifting too, because they don't care about it. Because they don't even watch the shit. They don't watch it. They only watch the stuff like the Dragon Ball Zs, the Jujutsu Kaisens, the Dan, all the My Hero Academias, the Demon Slayers. They only watch the stuff that's approved. Once it's not approved, they have a full mental breakdown. It's wild.
Anime, therefore, it must be bad.
Goku with a tail. I've never seen that before. Serious? They called themselves the Anime Men and they didn't know Goku had a tail? That's like not knowing LeBron used to play for the Miami Heat.
Or it's like, and you know they're more full of shit because even if you don't even have to watch Dragon Ball to know that. You don't even have to whether GT.
You know what? Let's read the most popular manga since that anime video took off.
Yeah.
Start with Berserk. Demon cheeks.
Oh my god. This is wild. Like, bro, you don't have to watch Dragon Ball. You don't have to watch GT. You don't have to watch the Heroes one, that horrible one. Shit, just play the video games, dude. Like, Dragon Ball Tenkaichi. The series, Budokai Tenkaichi. Budokai just in general. They literally sell you the same characters over and over again with the same movesets and stuff, just updated with better graphics. They've never played Dragon Ball Fighters. They have never played the Budokai series, Tenkaichi, the most recent Dragon Ball game where you have all different iterations of what Goku is, from Young, from GT, from Daima. The fuck? Oh my god, this is wild, dude. Now I know for a fact Rifting is wild. There must be a big bang in this.
I don't even watch basketball, and I know that.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad they didn't talk about Steins Gate or Monster or Apothecary Diaries, ReZero or Vinland Saga, because I probably would have crashed out harder than I already did here. At the end of the day, these guys do not love anime at all. They don't care about the art, storytelling, or characterization of any of it. I honestly struggle to even call them anime tourists. They're just anime grifters. This really sucks because with all the anime they cover here, there is so much they could have actually said about each one. And they could have educated their audience on what makes each one good or bad, but they just didn't do that. They don't care. And personally, as someone who likes to educate people on media and likes to see other people educating people on media, this is just really frustrating.
Oh, you didn't do anything. It's just it was the it was not us. It was the it was Nightbot. Sorry about that.
Engaging analysis of anime that does go in depth. I recommend checking out Bonsai Pop, Mother's Basement, Red Bard, or Nozumi VA. Please watch these channels and don't watch the Anime Men. They clearly do not actually care. But what do you think? Have you seen the Anime Men's video? And if you have, what do you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. Regardless,
it's horrible.
I appreciate you enduring my pain with me throughout the entirety of this video. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like and also consider subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like the other videos I have planned as well, since I cover film and animation overall. At 30,000 subscribers, we're actually going to
I hope so.
Movie, so that'll be fun.
I'm trying to get it right.
Interesting things on that one, so looking forward to it. You can also follow me on all the socials linked down below, such as Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram.
Yep, we're gonna play Hollow Knight in 2 seconds. Just give me a second.
In-depth movie reviews. Special thanks to my patrons, DBC1996, Trayvon Gibson, Sparky Waffles, Jared the
I
Rabbit,
think the arm is a little too off.
MMBY123, Sasha Blasek, and Geothermal Penguin for supporting me over there. I appreciate y'all pitching in with the extra monetary effort to keep me doing what I do here. Definitely means a lot. And I appreciate you for sticking around till the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something new from it. But for now, I've been Otterly Noah, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye!
I'll have to fix that arm. Alright guys, we're gonna stop it from here. We tried my best to make this work as best as I could. I'm gonna try import this into Rough Animator later on this week, just to see if we can really make it work. Because I want to see if I can make the animation move to one place to the next. I think this is how I'm gonna make animation. I make a clean version of this, import it, and see if it works. I can probably make that work. We'll see. I wanted the fourth. I wanted the fourth. I wanted the fourth pose to be her smashing the sword to the floor, but we'll have to hold off on that one, sadly. So, all right. With that said, I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. I'm gonna get everything set up so we can play some Silk Song and continue where we last left off. I think we're near at the end, so hopefully we get that out of the way. If we do get it done in a very reasonable time, we'll go play Peak. Alright. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes or so. And I'll see you guys in a bit. I'll be on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. So if you want to watch on one of those platforms, that's gonna be it. Alright, there guys. See you in 5 minutes.